What is up, everybody? You back live on a Thursday night. Happy Thursday to you all out there as we are back ready to kick it and chill a little bit, have a few beers, and hopefully you guys are having a great Thursday as we get ready to head into the weekend. First time here, let me just say welcome to the Rajay BeerVentures live show. It's great to have you on board.
Welcome.
And hopefully you guys enjoy yourself. Crack some beers open or whatever. You don't have to drink beer. You know, we have some people. Dolly likes to crack open a little bit of quick Nestle's strawberry milk. We have some other people like to kick some cider. Some people like some iced tea. It's all about you and what you enjoy. Or just chill and hang out with us for a bit as we look to have a good time as always. So shout out to Todd in the house with me as always. What is going on, my friend?
What's going on, Rod? Ready for a beer or two? Thursday is always ready for a beer.
A 2, a 3, or 4. Hey, we're up to 6.
Or whatever.
Roll.
See where it takes you.
You never know where you could end up at with this show for sure. And shout out to the peeps in the house. First in, we had DJ Video Scratch Channel. Welcome. Good to see you, my friend. And Video, I think it's your first time actually being at one of the streams. I know you just subscribed recently. So
welcome.
That's for you, my friend. Great to have you on board as always.
And, hey, Rod. Real quick, while you're going through those, I'm going to hop off and come back on because it still sounds really weird. I don't know if anybody else is hearing it or not, but it's
I don't know
on my end.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna turn off and then turn it back on and get back in.
Okay.
And see if that helps any. Be right back.
All right. So that was one of the things we were just dealing with. We were checking some technical issues. So let me know if it doesn't sound right coming through in the microphone. We weren't sure where we were having a little bit of a feedback there. So if you guys hear anything different, give us a shout. Put a comment in the comment section. What's up, Coach? Good to see you, my friend. And yeah, there was a change that was made, and just going to leave it like that. But there was a update to the show, and right now it's just me and Todd. Malt Muser in the house. What is going on, Malt? Good to see you, my friend. Great whiskey guy. If you guys don't know Malt Muser, check him out. Knows a lot about the whiskey. Does some great streams on his channel talking about whiskey, which reminds me I need to catch up on some of your videos, but you're always got something good going on. So if you guys want to know about some of the whiskey, make sure you check out my homie Malt Muser there too. And Coach said hello to Todd, but Todd will be back. So Malt said it sounds good on his end, so I think it might have been when Todd was hearing through his setup there. Got some hazers going to haze from Belgian Beaver with the side of wild turkey. I haven't had wild turkey in, I can't even remember the last time I had wild turkey. That's not a bad one to have. And we are heading into Thanksgiving week, so why not have some wild turkey around? You're going to have turkey, you might as well make it wild. And does it sound better to you now, Todd? Maul said everything was coming through fine on his, so I think it might be coming through your setup.
Maybe, because it sounds the same.
Yeah. Coach said it sounded good as well. So, yeah, I don't have anything on my end. Did you do something?
No, that's the same I always do every week.
Okay, get the key grip guy over to your house to find out what's going on. Get our mic audio guy.
Because I have a hard time talking to you because I can't hardly understand, but every other word you're saying. I'm going to hop off again and see what it... Maybe just restart my phone and try it all over.
Go into your audio settings because StreamYard did change some things there where they put in an echo cancellation and then automatically adjust the mic volume and stereo audio. I'm just wondering if something... On mine, all 3 are checked. All boxes are checked. So I don't know if you want to check all your boxes.
Yeah, they're all checked.
Or maybe uncheck it then. If you don't have a good mic, it says like on the echo, don't check it. So maybe uncheck that. Well, your mic is fine. It's just your audio, I guess.
Let's see. Echo cancellation, talk again.
Can you hear me now? Is it sounding better? Or is
no.
It's interesting.
That's weird.
Yeah, you got the
same setup I've been using for years.
Unless they did something to mess with it.
Yeah.
You gotta love technology.
Because it didn't matter. It went wire and wireless and it sounds the same.
And it's maybe, unless it's because you're.
Let me
All right,
log off and let me just restart. Let me restart my phone. Period. So it might be a few minutes. Because at this rate, I'm not gonna be able to talk to you very good because I can't really understand what you're saying.
Off and on. The words come out of my mouth.
Hey, I can't understand the words coming out of your mouth. So I'll be back in a few.
Jackie Chan. All right. Giving me old Jackie Chan. Let's see here. Who else we got in the house tonight? As I scroll down, we got Nina in the house. Good to see you as well, Nina. Happy Thursday to you, and hopefully you're ready to rock for the weekend as well. And got some good things going. And Nina does love her beer too. So if you guys haven't checked out Nina's channel, she's got a smaller channel there, but she's doing some different videos. Make sure you check out Nina over there as well and see what she's up to on her channel. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Got Vanessa in the house. Cheers, Vanessa. Good to see you as well, Thursday. And Vanessa, just a stalwart of the show. She's always here for the most part. So always appreciate you. And Vanessa's been sharing a lot of stuff out there on Instagram. Vanessa M. Kitty, see some good stuff that she shares, that she makes and stuff. So if you're looking for inspiration, check out Vanessa Kitty, Vanessa M. Kitty on Instagram. What's up, Moose Gal? How you doing? Cheers. Good to see you as well. And Todd will be back after he gets his thing adjusted, but hopefully you're having a great Thursday and hopefully you're feeling better from when we spoke last time when we were over in the gaming channel. So the weekend is almost here. I can't believe it's a week from Thanksgiving through this crazy year. We are now a week away, and we'll talk about some of the stuff. Let's see what your states are actually doing around Thanksgiving. Are you able to get together with family? Do you want to get together with family? I know some families that are okay with it. So, yeah, you can do noise cancellation under StreamYard. That's why I was getting Todd over there. They added that to the settings, and I wonder if that was throwing them off. Moose Gal said hello to Vanessa again. And had to start using headphones because StreamYard doesn't like my mic, plug-in headphones, that is. Yeah, and he had his earbuds in, or his AirPods as well, but he was on the phone, and StreamYard still is kind of funny with phones, I believe, versus a computer. Let me see here. Vanessa says, why is resolution so low? What resolution are you thinking of there, Vanessa? Because with StreamYard, you only do the 760 unless you have the 1080. If you pay to go to the next plan, it does it to 1080, I believe. But usually it's 760 is where everybody's at. So that might be throwing you off if you're looking at it, trying to look at it higher. Now, when I do the videos on my channel, I actually now burn everything into 4K. The older ones were 1080. So if you're looking at this versus the videos I usually put on the channel, that's a difference on that along those lines. But we're always like at 760. You still sounding better, Todd?
Maybe a little, but it's not like it usually is. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, Coach said, well, not that on the that, but he said on the noise cancellation, you have to go under and do noise cancellation if you didn't on your audio, because he uses the phone. And he said
that was all okay. That was all set, so it's all check marked
for the echo cancellation.
Yeah, echo and automatically adjust mic volume. They're both checked.
Well, with the echo cancellation, if you hit the question mark, it says don't turn it off. Oh, okay, unless you have a high quality mic. So you got it on then if you check marked it. Okay.
Well, I didn't. It was already on there. I didn't do it.
It was already check marked and everything?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
It does sound a little better, but I don't know what's going on. We'll try it anyway and see.
It might be just a phone, or I don't know. You got all signal on your phone? Maybe it's part of the signal or something.
Nah, it's pretty good signal. I mean, it's the same. Yeah. It's the same place I've been going the last month or so. So I don't know.
Yeah, Vanessa, if you were talking about Todd's resolution, he is at a lower resolution than I am. That might be because of the phone. But Moose said, yeah, both sound good to her, so she can hear both of us. Both good through YouTube. So we're both good there.
Okay.
They changed lower resolution. No. What's up, Swami? Cheers, my friend. We've got Malton and Montreal in the house. Swami, you don't know him, make sure you check him out as well. I got to check out some more of your videos. I don't know if you did another motorcycle video since the last one I saw. I need to get back in there and check out some of your stuff with the new updates. Oh, that's awesome. Moose Scout says as soon as she can drink again. So excellent. We'll have to get back and we like a Moose Scout stream or something when you come back and you're able to go. Malt Muser said hey to Swami as well. So shout outs there. And Moose Scout said Swami hi. What's up, Eric Moose? I can't wait for the weekend to begin. I hear you there, sister. I'm ready for it to start. Also, I told Toddy I had a half day this week, but I am still ready for the weekend for sure. Let me see here. Blue Scout said she ended up chatting with Alan about it. Things are hard, but I determined to change the course of my own life. Thanks for caring. Oh, definitely. Yeah, and Alan's always a good ear. If there's anything you want to chat, let me know. I'm always happy to listen as well. And, we got support for you here. So whatever we can do to help you get through. It's a tough time for a good amount of people out there and stuff. And, it's always good to listen. Like ways to train salespeople, I would tell them, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. There's a reason for that. You should listen. So let me see here. Moose Gal said, who is Eric? We used to have Eric that used to be on here as well. And then we have another. Where's Gilbert at? Gilbert's usually here as well by now in the chat.
Yeah, he is.
Malt's Eric too. So we got another Eric. So Malt, Zach. I never knew Malt Muser's first name, so now I know it's Eric. So it's funny. I didn't know it. I definitely just forgot because a lot of times we're drinking these streams and stuff too. And plus, in names, you got to hear it a certain amount of times before you actually stick it, which is always an awkward position when you meet someone and you're at an event or something and they come back, you meet them again at some other thing, and you're waiting for somebody to say their name so you can remember before they actually come up to talk to you. Somebody say his name. Somebody say his name, please help me out. Where's the video setup for playback? I can't find the resolution settings anymore. Well, on YouTube, on the bottom right, there should be a little dial, I think, where it had the resolution. But YouTube has switched some stuff around as well. Which, speaking of YouTube, switch stuff around. We'll talk about that too. I'll come in here in a second. Back at you, Moose Gal. Hope you feel better soon. Most definitely. Right, you're going to make me cry with that thoughtfulness. Well, I don't want you to cry unless they're tears of joy.
Yeah.
Tears of joy, you're always welcome. CB's in the house. What is going on, CB? Cheers, brother. And no West Virginia game this weekend, so we actually are off this weekend. We only got 2 games left. I didn't realize that. So I don't know if there is going to be a bowl season, but if there is, we have to win one of the next 2, and it's against Oklahoma and Iowa State. So that should be kind of interesting.
I'm not sure what they're doing for that, because I guess they're still having a championship series, but I don't really know. Seems
they're
weird.
they're having a 4-game playoff. Although there was some weird type thing about if one of the teams got sick, how they may not replace that team or something. But I know they're doing a Senior Bowl because Tony Fields and our team got invited to that already. He's one of the top linebackers in the country. But at least the goal is to have a Senior Bowl. But I don't know because they canceled the Rose Parade, so are you going to do a Rose Bowl? They don't have a Rose Parade now out there. I don't know.
It's so weird because the Big Ten, there's only season's half over. They've only played 4 games, so
yeah. Yeah, with
I think the Pac-12 or whatever, I don't even know. They've only played 2 games, I think.
Yeah. I mean, really, if you're a senior, you want to play now just so you can try to help get drafted next year, right? I mean, this is your chance to draft or a junior possibly to get drafted. So without a season, it's kind of like where do you fall in the draft board? You have no idea. That'll be interesting. Moose Gal said, Matt, she's okay. No extra heart problem. That's a good thing. And then good for Maud as well. Enjoy. See, it's all about tears of joy. Let's see. B and cheers, Moose Gal. Nina said, no March Madness. Actually, March Madness, from what I saw last, wasn't canceled. They're actually now looking at, and you'll love this, Todd, they're looking at holding all the games in Indianapolis and having the teams in a bubble situation.
I saw that.
Yeah. So everything, it's all the cities where they were supposed to play regionals, those were canceled. Right now, it's under the idea of holding everything in Indiana like they did with the NBA in Orlando, having all the teams in different hotels or whatever, bubble situation, and then you have a March Madness just in one city. So that'll be interesting.
I wonder if they'll keep it at 64 teams or if they'll shrink that down. maybe half or something.
Yeah, depending on how much they can manage with all that space and stuff, they may have to shrink it down. But I don't know. I mean, if you rented out the hotels, we know the NCAA has deep pockets. You
Oh
rent out,
yeah.
you got enough. You put a team on the floor. There's enough hotels probably renting out, plus you could put like 64 teams in there.
Oh, easy. Well, and then
Yeah,
they probably have enough venues too that they could play in. Well,
yeah,
so that's why I don't know how they're going to do that with everybody in. If they just use one arena like Conseco Fieldhouse or whatever, where the Pacers play.
yeah,
Unless they set up a court at like Lucas Oil or something, where the Colts play or something like that. Maybe I don't know what they'll do. It'd be weird,
yeah.
be odd.
The
Be
attendance,
interesting to see.
how many people they can actually have watch games, because they're trying to do youth. So here's the whole thing with shutting down Kentucky. They're trying to shut down Kentucky with all the different stuff, but yet they're going to try to do a UK basketball game with 3,000 people attending. So it's like, if you're shutting all that stuff down, why are you trying to do a game, get people in to do that? Obviously, you say, well, this arena can sit like, what, 20 something thousand or whatever. You can spread them out, but then you're hurting these businesses that aren't open. It's kind of like, I don't know. If you're going to shut it down, then shut it down.
Right.
So it's interesting to see.
And
March
again, if
Madness.
they'd have just done this at the very beginning, wouldn't you be talking about it now anyway?
Whoa, yeah.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
We did like New Zealand. I'm just saying,
Mm-hmm.
and we did like New Zealand.
Well, I saw they also Indiana was supposed to play in the Maui Classic at in a couple weeks, and they moved all that to Charlotte.
Yeah,
And they're still playing it, but it's going to be in Charlotte now.
instead of Maui, totally different feel than going to Hawaii. That's for sure.
Yeah, right. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I just saw we were ranked number 15 this season coming out, so that'll be interesting. We were actually having a good
Nice.
last year until everything got screwed up. It's like we had a good chance to do well in the 64. I thought we had a nice little squad that Huggins had rolling, and not to maybe go all the way, but at least a Sweet 16 team. And then,
Yeah.
we're not doing
Gone.
it. Of course, it's West Virginia year, of course. So hopefully we get to see something happen now. But hashtag 2020. And then I'm on this sub to Nina. That's what it's all about. Everybody connect with each other. I'm going to check out your stuff after the stream. Nice. Nina's a jazzy sound. Yeah, it's the same soundtrack I've been using for a bit. For anybody that has their YouTube channel, and if you're looking for background music, one of the good channels out there is MU Music for YouTube. And you can use any of their tracks as long as you just credit it back to them. They make some interesting tracks. So if you're like a gamer, they have some really nice psychedelic type stuff out there as well that you can use for your gaming stuff, or something like this, a little more jazzy or smooth. They have some other crazy stuff too, but check them out. And if you need some music in your background, or if you're looking for a station to just listen to while you want to rest, maybe go to sleep at night, not a bad station or channel to check out there as well. I'm wanting to stick to my plans to conquer those hard aspects of my life. Today I learned I don't have an extra. Oh, that's awesome! Congrats on that. Not having the extra heart problem. So yeah, that's really great news there, Moose Guy.
That's real good.
Awesome. Boss says, I hear you more than you know. Rocco Malt Music Whiskey Reviews. And Nina, great music. Well, thank you there, Moose. Yeah, it's all about this. I found some of their tracks to be very nice and soothing. Right on, Moose Gal. And we got Peggy in the house. What is going on with Peggy? So Peggy says, hey guys, you were both sounding okay on my end. Well, thank you very much. And always good to see you. And Vanessa says hello to Peggy and everything as well. And hi to Vanessa and back and forth. The Hazer's going to haze my second beer from Belgian Beaver and Stellar digging this brewery. Still need to get some Belgian Beaver. I haven't done it as of yet. And that's because I haven't been back out to Jungle Gyms. Todd, went to Jungle Gyms last week. So, Todd, tell us about your Jungle Gyms trip. How was it for you out there? You got some good stuff.
It was good. Yeah, I just poured one that I picked up there last week. Have you seen this one? It's from Listerman, which is in your backyard there.
Yeah.
It's called, which this would have been a good one last week when we were talking, or was it last week or 2 weeks ago when we were talking, or a couple weeks ago now, I guess, talking about Halloween stuff. This is called Saturday the 14th Team Building. And it's got Mike Myers.
Whoops. Todd? Where did Todd go? Todd, where are you at? Oh, wait for Todd to pop back in. I don't know what happened there. There he is.
Okay, so it's probably definitely something on my end.
That was weird. Okay, Todd. So tell us about the beer.
So it's got Mike Myers. I don't know what the guy from Scream. I don't know what you call him. Mask. I don't know what his name is. Freddy Krueger and Jason sitting around the campfire.
Oh,
there's
no.
the can. So it's it's a style I've never even heard of or had before. It's a black milkshake IPA, which I've had black IPAs before, but not a milkshake, a black milkshake IPA with peanut butter, chocolate, vanilla, chocolate peanut butter candy, lotus, amarillo, and lactose. I mean, it's everything but the kitchen sink in that bad boy.
Listerman is known for doing shit like that for sure.
Yeah, they are. I mean, nothing else. The can artwork is pretty good.
Yeah,
and it's 7.3 ABV, but it smells like a Reese's cup out of the can. But anyway, back to Jungle Gems. There's no way. Shane and I was talking about this. Like, there's no way that could be your main place to go for groceries. It's so overwhelming. Like, you almost get anxiety just walking in there. It's so damn big and so much stuff. It's like
it's huge.
There's no way. There's no way you could just go. It literally took me 15 minutes to find the damn beer section. I had to stop and ask somebody twice because I couldn't figure out where I was going.
Yeah,
the first guy goes, yeah, just go that way and take a right, and it'll be right back there. So I walked that way and take a right, and I was like, I don't see no beer. Where the hell is he talking about? So I stopped and I walked around again.
Were you at a deli and bakery when you took that first right? Like, you're like, there's no beer here. Like, you were just stopped short.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I've been there before, so I mean, I had an idea, but I was like, I don't know what the hell's going on here. Walked through like the seafood place, and there was a fish laying on ice. I don't know. It had to be 2 foot long. I don't even know what kind of fish it was, but
right.
That place is just ridiculous. It's cool. It's a cool place. I mean, it's a cool place, but if I'd have to go somewhere, I couldn't go there just to go grocery shopping all the time.
What I do,
so damn big.
They fill the buggies up, and actually, when you're there, it's kind of like when things are normal conditions. They have the little food spots are open and stuff too. I don't know if they were open when you were there.
Yeah,
this is in, and then they had open. Like when you went,
it looked like the sushi. Looked like they was making sushi and stuff. Like when you first come through the door there.
Yeah, I don't know if they had tables there for you to sit though. It might have been like you had to do takeout or something. Because
there wasn't no tables this time. I do remember that though.
Like where the taps are, because they have the tap section in the beer area. There's usually tables there, and there's usually people sitting at the tables like taking a break, like drinking beer or whatever, while their carts are like next to them or something like that. So they don't have anybody sitting there now because of the whole COVID situation. But usually people sit there and drink, or like if you notice on the cart there's cup holders, you'd have your beer in your cart while you're and stuff too. So, but it's a fantastic area. Did you go back to the hot sauce section at all, or?
It's funny you brought that up because I was going to say, I was like, if nobody that's watching that's never been there, their hot sauce section is probably would you say, Rod? About 6 aisles, maybe.
Yeah, it's huge. It's
huge. Like, I mean, it's like the size of a nice big bedroom. Well, probably bigger than that. I mean, it's like I don't know, half a house just for hot sauce. It's stupid.
Yeah, for those of you that are watching and are familiar with it, I've got a couple of videos here on the channel for Jungle Gym, so if you search it, we'll pull it up. But it's an international market, so they get food from all over the world. But it's just crazy on the stuff they actually get there, and the beer deals were pretty freaking awesome. I'm sure you saw the beer deals there because I know you got a few. I think. Yeah,
so I picked up, which I think is everything that you've had, and that's the only reason why I looked at them and I saw them. I was like, I gotta get that. So it was the Innocent Gun Irish whiskey barrel aged. I think it was like
that was a crazy price too for like.
It was like $4.99 or something, a 4-pack. Yeah. And then I picked up that little set that had the I forgot who made it, but it's the 2012 and the 2013 bottle, or 13 and the 14. I can't remember.
That's the Russian stouts. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
like
I mean Russian stouts, and it had the glass, and it was. I think that was $4.99 or $5.99. I can't remember.
yeah, they're usually like 20 or something when they come out on it. But they're like
Yeah.
it tells you on there like you can sell it for like the 13 years or something. So they recommend if you're going to sell it.
I was like, yes. No, I could probably kick myself. I should have probably got 2 of each of those because they were so cheap.
I got them once and I got them again when I went back. Like I should have got more last time.
Yeah. And outside of that, I mean, I'm not sure if I was looking in the right. Was that where the section was you were talking about that had a lot of the discounted stuff? I did see a few other things, but nothing,
like
nothing that really jumped out.
When I was there last time, there were 6 packs of like the 50 West Ocean City Goza, and they were like $3.99 or something. But they had the Yingling and beers all for $1 each, as much as you wanted to get. So I grabbed. That's why I got the Black and Tan and the Light and the Flight, and there are other ones I could do the reviews on. They had some other stuff that was there, so it always just depends. It's just whatever they have an oversupply on. But then in the other section, the regular section, they have some great beers from across the country, as well as overseas from international stuff they have that you'll find good deals in there if you're going through checking out some of the stuff. I think for me, I usually can, in my head, because I go to so many different places, so when I'm looking at it, the numbers kind of pop out to me a little bit more. Like I can see that versus Party Source versus
Right.
spots I usually go to. I'm like, oh, that's a good deal because I know where that is everywhere else and stuff. But I don't know if you pick that up as much if you're like just a casual drinker going through, but they have some great selections there on everything.
Yeah. I did notice there was some good pricing on stuff that I can eat, that I can get here. The pricing's a little different, a little bit cheaper too.
Yeah.
So I picked up, I don't know, a 4-pack of the one I'm drinking now, which is really good and tastes nothing like an IPA. Tastes more like a stout to me, but it's really good. And then let's see what else did I got. One of the mixed 6-packs, just some random things I saw, I picked up. Got the this one I'm gonna drink next from BrewDog, the Chaco Libre.
Oh, Chaco Libre,
the Mexican hot chocolate stout.
Yeah, there you go. Nice.
Which still has the paid sticker that they put on there when you check out. So I picked up I think that was a 6-pack.
I usually put everything in a box. It just makes it easier. I used to keep boxes around. Like for what you got, it could put up and been easier to carry probably.
And then 4-pack of oh shoot, what was that? No, I didn't realize I had it before and picked it up. It was a nitro also. Damn, I forget what it was now offhand.
From Left Hand or what?
It was the Tachi or Chati something nitro. Maybe it might have been. You know what? Now that you say it, I think it was Left Hand.
Because Left Hand's on nitros out there like crazy lately.
Yeah. Actually, I think it was Left Hand. Now that you say that. Let's see, what else did I get? Oh, the 2 gift set boxes. All in all, I'll probably spend about $100 on beer. We got some other stuff too. Probably $140 something altogether, but we did buy a few other things here and there while we were there too. But majority of that was beer.
Yeah.
But even at that, I think it was a good price because I picked up a lot of stuff that was. Those 2 gift sets alone would have been like $40, if you're paying full price for them. So.
Yeah.
And then also I got one of the higher price things, which I didn't realize until I checked out, because I didn't see a tag on anywhere, was the Untitled Art, and who's the collaboration with? It was a French Toast Pastry Stout.
Was it Evil Twin, maybe? Because Evil Twin.
No,
not Evil Twin.
Was Untitled Art, and I think it might have been Angry Chair out of Florida. Maybe.
I was thinking of the other French toast thing. My phone. It begins with a D for their brewery, I believe. It
was really good. If you got it Untapped, you can check mine because me and my brother drank one. He was over last Saturday, and we drank one. I had to split it, and glad I did because there's no way I could drink 16 ounces of that thing. That's a diabetes in a cup right there.
I was thinking of Decadent Ales. But it could have been Funky Buddha. They're known, or Wicked Weed. For their
Yeah, it
French,
wasn't even one of them. It wasn't them either. I'm almost one of certain it was Angry Chair.
French toast. There's a lot of French toast. There is a French toast Angry Chair Berlin. Imperial Porter.
Well, it was definitely Untitled Art, but they were no, it was Untitled Art, but it was a collaboration.
Okay.
But I'm thinking it was Angry Chair. But if you check under Untitled Art, or even if you just go to my page, if you're on Untap, or go to mine, because I checked it in last Saturday. So, but anyway, it's good. But man, is it sweet! It's definitely a dessert beer. You couldn't.
You got
Me and my brother split a 16-ounce can. I got a 4-pack of that, and it was like $20. I probably wouldn't have paid that much for it. I'd have known offhand, but yeah, I mean it's good. But you got to take it and. You almost have to split a can of it. It's almost that sweet.
Well, you got the loaded French toast Imperial Stout.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's Untitled Art and somebody. Is it Angry Chair?
Let me see.
Does it say?
Yeah, you're right. Both of them. Angry Chair.
Okay. I was thinking that's what it was, and that was one of the reasons it piqued my interest because I've had some stuff from Angry Chair before. And I think Untitled Art did something else with Angry Chair before, and it was really good. But they're really known for stouts, for sure. I think they're out of, like, Tampa, Florida, or somewhere in that area. St. Pete, maybe. I'm not sure.
Well, a lot of people liked it. I mean, the average rating from 1,070 check-ins is 4.35, so...
I think I gave it a 4.25, and it probably would have been...
4.25, yeah.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it was a really good beer, but you just don't buy it thinking you're going to drink a bunch of them. At least for me, anyway. It was sweet. You could definitely fix you a plate of pancakes in the morning and drink it with it. You can easily do that. Not even.
One of my friends here said, well, I like a beer when I have it 2 nights in a row. He gave it a 4.6.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's worthy. I mean, it's worthy. I could see that. I didn't rank it as high because it was a little too sweet for me. But
pastry stout.
It's definitely what it says it is.
Yeah, that can definitely all get sweet on you for sure. But actually, it's funny you said a milkshake IPA because I'm actually drinking another one of these, the Wendy, which is the coffee pumpkin milkshake IPA.
Did I get that? Maybe I did get that. That can looks familiar. I think I picked that up as a single.
Me and Joe are opposite ends of the spectrum on that one.
I might have to look now.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's Wendy.
Wendy.
Yeah, from Central Waters. Coffee pumpkin milkshake IPA, ale with pumpkin, coffee, and spices.
It's funny because I looked for that beer and I told Shannon, I said, I'm looking for this pumpkin IPA Rod was telling me about. And I didn't see it, not thinking Central Waters, but I'm thinking now that I see that can, I might have picked one up and didn't even realize that's what it was. I have to go down to my fridge and see.
It's still the only pumpkin beer I've had yet this year, so. Which now I'm getting more into that mood of the pumpkin as the weather's changing over, so.
Yeah.
More pumpkin beers here.
I'm going to tell you what. This may be one of the better peanut butter beers I've had.
Oh, shit. Gonna call it?
I mean, if you can get it, which they had quite a few of them still, if you're in that area, get it.
Yeah.
You like peanut butter stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Even though you get a hint of hop on the back end that kind of tells you, hey, I'm an IPA. But for the most part, the chocolate and the peanut butter and the vanilla in it tells you it's a stout, and it looks like a stout. It's kind of weird. Like doing a blind taste, I would never say it was a milkshake IPA. There's nothing that screams IPA. I would just thought it was a stout that had a little more hop on the back end. I wouldn't say hop forward, but hop on the back end as it goes down a little bit. But peanut butter wise, flavor, it doesn't really taste that artificial like you get. You know how you get that kind of artificial powdery,
right?
Which a lot of them do use that, and it does taste that way. And you're always kind of, at least for me, I always smell it. And it's like, oh, it smells really good, and you taste it, and you're like, yeah, okay. Kind of disappointing, but not this. This is like It really is. Well, it does say chocolate peanut butter candy, so it does taste like a Reese's cup, a liquid Reese's cup almost.
You know, Listerman does a great job, and Todd's giving a stamp of approval to this beer, so we give him the ice cube. Of having that beer, and definitely put on my list to try to check out. But
This would be a good one to do to send as a blind taster because I don't know that anybody can get it right. Like I think you could get the chocolate and the peanut butter for sure, but I don't think anybody would ever say it was an IPA, in my opinion.
yeah, I mean, if it's a milkshake IPA, it'd have a little bit more creamier feel. If you're probably getting that, but
And it does. But
Yeah.
you know, you still get the hops mostly. You know, those IPAs still, and you do get a little bit on the back end that might kind of. Though I think that would make it interesting because it would throw you off. I think just enough to be like, kind of an IPA, but more of a stout. That is weird, but it's really good. Well done, listening. Well done.
let's see here in the comments. Blue said, I have some interesting sports news. Wrigley Field receives National Historic Landmark status. 7 years of Chicago Cubs ownership applied for designation. I would think they would have had a National Historic Landmark status already, but long overdue on their part.
For sure.
I mean, that's definitely one of those ballparks you say you like to see before you die, right? Wrigley's there, Boston is there, Notre Dame Field, Soldier Field. You know, there's places you like to see.
I've actually seen a game at Wrigley before when I was a kid. Well, probably I was in high school, I guess, probably.
That back when, who was the dude that used to have pitching for the Cubs back in the day, in the 90s?
Maddox pitched for the Cubs then.
Wasn't Maddox, though, but it was another one. They Kerry Wood, I think.
Oh, Kerry Wood. Yeah, he kind of had that 20-game strikeout. Or
Whatever.
20
Yeah.
strikeout game.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I can tell you what year it was. I mean, I can't tell you offhand, but you look it up pretty easy. They were playing the Marlins, and it was the very first year the Marlins and the Rockies were in the league.
And that's the 20 strikeout game, I guess, with the
No,
Marlins.
that was when I was at the game.
Oh, that's when you were. Okay.
They were playing the Marlins that day, and it was the first year the Marlins was in the league.
Yeah. What
I think
about
the Rockies and the Marlins both come into the league at the same time, I think.
speaking of baseball? They made history last week. The is it the Marlins or is it the Devils in Florida? I think it's the Marlins. They're gonna have the first woman.
Marlins.
Yeah, first women GM ever in baseball.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, I think it's the Marlins that has it. So, congrats to them. So it'll be interesting. She's been around baseball for years. She has 2 World Series rings from the Yankees when she was with them, and
Okay.
the lady knows her stuff. I saw a story on her. She's definitely, knows stuff about baseball. So, again, that's just something that she's able to bring a new role there. So that's awesome.
My brother would probably know who it is. He's a big Yankee fan. So, Mom, if you're still watching, holler at him. And I think he's it. Holler at him and see what her name is.
Yeah, it was either last week or earlier this week, but they had some news blurbs and stuff about it. So, congrats to her. Dana says, love Jazz to score some Bozak speakers. Nice. Yeah, Jazz is nice and relaxing. Sometimes when I'm sitting here blogging on the computer or something like that and everything, I just turn the TV to the, you get those digital sound channels, and I just put it on the Jazz station. And that actually helps get some of the juices flowing when I'm blogging and stuff. Moose Gal has said hello to the chat folks a little bit ago. And hey, Vanessa, nice to see you from Malt. Eric's up. Oh, we had Lep in the house. Cheers, Lep. Good to see you, brother.
What's up, Lep?
Always a great channel. Lep is actually working on a challenge for the burger challenge. He's got these crazy ideas and stuff. So if you haven't checked out Leprechaun TV, check him out. He's making some great food over his channel off the Blackstone, but just gets down doing what he does. And every time I see him, like on the Facebook, I get hungry every time I pull up my feed. Got like some type of taco or burger or something in the feed, and it's like, really, man?
Yeah, watching his stuff's like watching Diners, Drive-In, and Dives. You always got to be eating something while you're watching.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not really hungry, but I'm going to eat it anyway, just
Mhm.
because.
You get you all hungry all over again, so it's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Lou said to Eric Walt that subscribe, nice channel, excellent. Lep, how is that Chinese food? Did Lep get some Chinese? We got Jean Pierre. Welcome, my friend. Hello, guys. Drinking PBR, watching Cards versus Hawks.
I got that game on, too, as a matter of fact.
I didn't even realize until like stumbling through last night, but last night was NBA draft.
Yeah,
Well,
I caught the tail end of it.
Yeah, but I saw the first guy that went from Georgia, and I saw the other ball went number 3.
Yeah.
But Lamar is the first dad ever to have 2 kids get drafted in the top 3 in the NBA. Between him and who went to the one in LA?
Lamelo, is it?
LaMelo not coming up yet. Still, I think, right? Lamar.
Now there's one. There's one that's in the G League.
Why do you do all L's on his damn kids anyway? I mean,
I know.
it wasn't as bad as George Foreman, Shores, but it was pretty damn close. That's just lazy.
Lavelle, I don't know. I don't even know.
Remember the one that was in the Lakers that got traded? He went top 3 when he came out, and then
yeah,
top 3. So, I mean, he raised him to put him in a good position and stuff. So, more power to him. I know a lot of people hate on him because he does come across with like a lot of bravado and all that kind of stuff. But you know what?
Yes, he does.
That he did with the kids. I mean, hate him all you want. His kids were 2 NBA professionals.
Yeah, he went overseas and played instead of going to college. Well, I guess he couldn't go to college, I don't think, because of playing somewhat professionally.
Oh, I don't know. That's where he went?
I think that's what happened. Yeah, because I don't think he played college ball. I think he went overseas last year and then came back for the draft.
Ah,
I believe because I don't think he was old enough. I think was the deal. I could be wrong on that.
They about to go back to that straight from high school again. I thought there was something being looked at and maybe go straight to high school.
They're talking about it, but I don't know. I wish they would.
They're trying to make it like it's
honestly
new. Like you were there before, you guys switched it. Now you're trying to switch it back. What's really, if I was an NBA and I had to go to college and I didn't want to go to college for a year, it would kind of piss you off a little bit that you could have not going to go back and do what they did. So basically, they had this blanket of whatever amount of years that they didn't do it. But is what it is.
Because I think really in the end, all it's done is hurt college basketball.
Forcing kids to go there, yeah. The ones that don't want to go, they can go try to go pro, yeah.
Yeah. Well, then you have like Kentucky, which is just a farm team for pros. Yeah. Like all those kids that go to UK, those kids are going to go pro. Those are most of the kids that go out of high school anyway. So it's like,
yeah,
why not go to the one place, try to win a championship, which they're not going to do. Well, I'm going to say they have, but that wasn't because of all the young kids. They had some returning players that year. But still, like, come on, just let them go. If they don't think they're too young, then put them in the G League for a year or something. Let them make money anyway,
Yeah, I mean, you do something like a Calipari. I would say he probably drafts like 6 to 7 of those kids that are going to be like that 1 year type possibility, and then have like a couple years they have to develop. That way, if 5 of them jump out, you have a couple still left, and you get the next batch in. So he's got it down to a science almost on how to draft that way, or to pick kids to go to school,
recruit them. Yeah,
Coach K does the same thing down at Duke a little bit, although he gets a little bit more of those players that will stay a couple years as well.
But as a fan, I would hate that.
I'll say you can't really get. To me, in my opinion, you can't really get pissed at these kids that come in that don't want to go and they're forced to go, and then the school gets caught up in some type of scandal because they took some fine. Like, well, you're putting it on yourself because you're forcing them to go to school anyway.
Right.
If they're in school and they don't want to be there, and someone says, "Well, here's an extra $1,000 if you do this or that," you may run into that situation.
See, football makes sense that you have to go. You have to go for 3 years, or you're 21. That makes sense because that's more physical. Like. An 18, 19-year-old kid in the NFL would get killed,
But I do wonder about that because, and I'm going to use the example out of the school you're most familiar with, Louisville, right? Because you're down there. Doomerville technically went to the NFL at 19 because he finished high school at 16, and he had the size to still go out there and still play in the NFL. So you could have some kids that can go after 1 year of college if they have the
You
physical
could.
size.
I think.
That's just
I thought it was. Didn't it have to? I thought. Well, I guess not. He went 19, so I guess you don't
yeah.
have
He did
to.
do at least 3 years. That's what he did.
So it's just 3 years after
3 years.
removed from high school.
Yeah, 3 years from high
Okay.
school.
I was
So-
thinking it was 3 years high school or 21, which most kids would be anyway for the most part. But
People
I
talk
guess
about
not if you graduate early, you're not going to be.
yeah. I mean, people talked about him being young coming out, but he had the size and everything. So, and some of these other kids can have the size there. It's funny. I've met NFL players here in Cincinnati. I played for the Bengals, and it's kind of like I look at them like, "How are you in the NFL?" Like some of these guys don't have
Right.
size. Like it's all the pads and stuff they put on, but it's like you're not really that big. Like you know.
I mean, it's true. I mean, you could, like, if you're a punter and you can kick it 70 yards, what difference does it make? Because you're not going to get hit probably anyway. So, you know what I mean? But
You're not really trying to
I
tackle
don't know.
your stuff out there like you're looking to tackle. Yeah.
But now, like baseball, on the other hand, you can go out of high school, but if you go to college, you have to stay 3 years, I believe, unless they've changed it. Or you can go junior college and then 2 year school and then go pro. So whichever route you choose. But I think if you do commit to Division I or whatever division, I think you have to stay 3 years if you do commit.
Yeah,
At least that's the way it used to be when I played. That's the way it used to be.
Yeah, that's some wacky rules. Gene actually asked a good question. Everybody says Oktoberfest or maybe a Dunkel is perfect for Thanksgiving. What about you guys? Well, for me, Oktoberfest isn't bad. Dunkel's pretty good, but I would actually say if you can get a nice brown ale, with the nuttiness from the beer and having like that turkey, goes together well. Having that type of setup there with all the other fixings, if you're having the fixings around it. I like a nice brown ale with a Thanksgiving dinner, but a Dunkel I would take over Oktoberfest.
I could see that. I've never actually thought about a brown ale. It's actually a good suggestion. I don't know. Haven't really actually tried to go with a pairing of some sort. I usually will have a stout or something. I mean, usually have multiple beers on that day, but during our Thanksgiving, which I guess
after a point, the pairing doesn't even matter because you had something.
That's right. To me, I don't think an actual Oktoberfest or a Marzen or something goes that well with it. In my opinion, I don't think it does.
Well, if you have an Oktoberfest, you have that sweetness from the malts in there as well that can kind of go with some of the stuff you're enjoying there. If you're having like a turkey and you're having, the sweet potatoes and all that kind of stuff, I can see a Marzen there. But I like the darker feel of the beer with the Dunkel. I like more of the darker malt type feel and some of that coming through. You get some of that dark bready type that it tastes. And when you take it to a brown ale, then you're getting some of the little bit of that nuttiness in there as well too, which goes really good. So let's finish it off with some pecan pie or something.
I might have to try that.
Yeah,
this year.
Brown ale is always really good with turkey. Yeah, I like brown ale with turkey. But we got to figure out what we're going to do this year because the last couple of years we just went out to eat, but we're running to go to a restaurant this year, so I'll probably have to cook it here. But I need to get some brown ale on hand if I do.
I actually picked up a brown ale when it was at Jungle Jim's, but I forgot who it was. I picked up so many different things, I can't remember them all. But I think it was a brown ale brewed with vanilla, I believe. I'll have to look it up. I'll have to let you know what it is.
Yeah.
Because I know you like brown ales. And I do like them. I just don't ever think about getting them that often. I don't know why. I've been trying to pick them up a little more.
If you got the triple digit cacao when you were at Jungle Jim's, that's done out of Listerman's as well. That's one of the
I've had it.
Type brown ales and something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, those cacao beers are good.
Yeah. Those could put you into a little bit of nap after Thanksgiving dinner.
I actually had those cacaos back when my brother first started going to Cincinnati and bringing some of that stuff back with him. He'd bring those back.
Yeah.
But isn't it? It's triple digit. Is that what it is? Is that what you said? Triple digit.
Yeah, they do it at Listerman.
Yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't actually a Listerman beer, but they brew it at Listerman.
Shout out to TK. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you there. But he said it was Kim Ing. That's who it was. I can't remember the name. That's her. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, it's gonna be good for her. I'm glad. I like to see these different things get kind of crashed, and hopefully she's not like the GM in Major League and tries to take them out of town like she did. But
Will they put a cardboard cutout of her on and pull a piece of clothing off every time they win?
that's always a fun movie to watch here and there. You know, people still argue if Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I noticed that on Twitter this week. Like,
I saw that today on Facebook. I think it was the news stations.
It's like, how is Die Hard not a Christmas movie? The whole thing of spend time with his family around the holidays. That's the whole thing with Christmas, right?
Right.
So it's like, how is that? And why do people not put Gremlins on any list? That's definitely a Christmas movie. The whole Gremlin was a Christmas gift. How do you not have
exactly?
How do you not have Gremlins? So
it's funny you said it because I was going to say the same thing. It was like Gremlins too. Like nobody ever really says that either.
Yeah, it's like it literally is a Christmas gift, but nobody ever has it. Hey, Coach says Chinese food sounds good. Chinese food. I almost actually ordered Chinese earlier. I thought about it, but it does sound good. Yeah, Gilbert. There's Gilbert in the house. Says cheers, fools. Good to see you. I know Gilbert's enjoying something nice, I'm sure. Coach says shout out to Mandy Robinson, and also how is Shannon doing?
She's doing good, Coach. She's doing good. She's actually in bed at the moment, so she hasn't been on for a while though.
Getting old.
She's doing good.
Getting old. Let her know.
Yes, I know.
Her for a younger version, she doesn't start getting her stuff together.
Yeah, to make a swap.
Yeah.
She can't hang with the big dogs anymore. I don't know what's going on.
She's coming right home and go right to sweatpants, and she's out.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah, we'd love to get Shannon back on there at some point for real.
Yeah, I'll have to guilt her into it.
Yeah, Lucy's
or you might have to guilt her into it. You'd have a better chance than I would.
Yeah, I mean, Coach wants her back to do the question game. Coach has been asking about doing the question game.
I know. I told her last week. I told her last week. Well, of course, she's dealing with a tooth issue, so she'll probably kill me for even saying this, but that was part of the reason why we didn't do it last week, because she has a temporary that she's got to get fixed tomorrow. So there's a temporary in place, and it fell out last week, so she's got like a gap in the front of her. So she felt like a super hillbilly, so she's like, I can't do that. So she didn't want to do that last weekend, so she's now probably get crucified for saying that. But
they said, did you guys move to Kentucky?
I know. But she's getting it fixed tomorrow, so she's like, that's one good thing with the COVID going on, because she's got to wear a mask out there. Nobody can see it anyway, so.
Yeah. She says something against that whistling sound.
Yeah, I'm going to be in deep shit now. I'll be in the doghouse.
That is funny. Nina says she had a couple Marzen left over from Oktoberfest to Gene. I had the last one, which earlier, I don't know if you saw it or not, but this week, I decided to finally go ahead and do the beer chug, because beer chugs, we talked like a while back, he tracked people doing the 1 liter boot challenge. And anybody out there that wants to do it, do the 1 liter boot challenge. You know, you can post it, and then, or you want to get to chugs, if you know beer chugs, Mike, we can do that. But I said, well, I'm going to do it last weekend and stuff like that. So I did the chug video that I uploaded. I don't know if you saw it yet or not, a couple days ago.
I saw you upload it, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
I don't know what I was thinking, because I definitely don't have the skills I had back in the day, but I didn't even know if it was a good enough score, because I don't know how much people chug a liter of beer in. But yeah, I went ahead and did it and gave it the old college try. And I tell you what, at the end, I felt all that beer hit me, but I wasn't like weighed down, but you can definitely feel it sitting on you at that point. It's not like when you were back in college and you were like, give me another one, right? So it was just like, but it was fun. It was a fun challenge. And if you guys haven't seen it, check that video out.
Did you give the big belch that everybody always does after chugging a beer?
I had a big one. When I put it together, I didn't have that, but then it caught me off. I had to have a smaller one on there, but it's kind of like on camera still. Even though, like, when people drink beer, they belch. It's kind of like, you know, I did belch like in the old Joe D, no charge when I did it. So, but Yeah, but it was like a minute and 7 seconds basically that I did it. And I don't know if that's good or not, but the one thing that really did amaze me because the first time I've actually chugged from a boot, in college we had the funnel and all that kind of stuff. It does have the actual bubble in the boot when you do the beer. Like you remember watching Beer Fest?
That's when you gotta give the little turd or whatever, right?
But I had more than one bubble that came out, so it was like so. If you do the boot challenge, just know the bubble is real.
It's not a myth.
It's not a myth.
That's funny.
But that was one of those good things to actually do there. So let me see here. Nina says, "Go the movie." It's a Christmas movie. I haven't seen Go the movie before.
Me either.
But another one is like, Bad Santa. I don't see Bad Santa on a lot of lists. See, that's one of the funniest Christmas movies out there, in my opinion. The first one,
Bad Santa's so good.
That's definitely an adult Christmas movie, but it is one of the funniest ones I actually watch about a Christmas movie. One that I actually like too that you don't see a lot of people looking at is The Ref with Dennis Leary from back in the 90s. Because that was actually done around Christmas time too. And he was referenced between Kevin Spacey and Annette Bening that were going to but then let the family know he was trying to rob their house or whatever. But that was all during a Christmas time where he had to officiate between them and stuff. But I think some of these Christmas movies that people don't ever pick up on as being Christmas movies. It's just weird. Like,
do they usually list Home Alone as a Christmas movie?
Some people do. Yeah, I mean, some do list it, and it should be a Christmas movie.
Yeah, well, I couldn't remember if it's actually categorized as a Christmas movie because it is during the holiday, during Christmas and whatnot. Yeah. I couldn't remember if as one of those it's controversial or not.
Yeah, TK.
I wouldn't think so. But
National Lampoon Christmas Vacation is definitely one of the ones up there as well as being Christmas movies. That's just that is awesome.
For me, that and Elf are probably 1A and 1B.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about Christmas movies because people were saying that the Die Hard movie wasn't. And it's like, you're wrong. It's definitely a Christmas movie. Uncle Buck, another one that's solid. Planes, Trains, Automobiles. Sure, a Thanksgiving flick. Yeah. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles would be more of a Thanksgiving type flick. I haven't seen Uncle Buck in years, but that is always solid.
I neither.
TK says, that's when I puts Christmas is glorious and Grandmas and Die Hard are Christmas movies for sure. Exactly. Rod, I once read Die Hard. Once read reasons Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. I don't know who may give those reasons, but they're wrong. Not even knowing the reasons, I'm going to say they're wrong.
That's right. Wrong again.
Gilbert says, drinking on some Nickelbrook, Cafe de Bastardo, Imperial Bourbon Barrel Stout, and aged on coffee beans and Ray and Nephew's Overproof. Nice. Always got the nice combinations up there working. And then Nina said, cult classic. Yes, indeed. Yeah, there's I don't usually get into it's funny, a lot of Christmas movies, but there's some I like to watch that, will pop on that. I mean, I still like A Christmas Story because the whole storyline of it is just always hilarious to me, and the whole telling of it all. I mean, come on, it's like when he gets his tongue stuck on a pole, who doesn't love that part or whatever, right? And then him just jumping ahead to the triple dog when he's not supposed to jump ahead. Protocol, son, that's protocol. You just can't go out there. Like, and then the whole bully scene when he's cursing, he doesn't realize he's cursing. He's just
wailing on.
Yeah, wailing on the guy. But yeah, no, that's always a funny type movie and stuff. So,
I mean, that's just a classic in its own.
Yeah, but it's funny because Nina mentioned Plane, Trains, Automobile, but I'm trying to think how many of the Thanksgiving movies have there been out there. I mean, that's kind of like a main one there, but usually everybody likes to watch Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, which actually there was talk about Charlie Brown not being on TV this year for the first time. That's not the case. It actually got a deal got done. I think PBS and another network are carrying it. Yeah. And so you can actually see a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving and a Charlie Brown Christmas if that is your favorite thing you would like to see those. Check your local listings, as they say.
Now, did they have the Halloween one this year?
I didn't see the Halloween one. They
I
may
didn't
not.
either. I don't remember seeing it.
Yeah, that was always a fun one to watch as a kid too. The Halloween one.
Yeah,
Or Charlie
he always
Brown.
gets the rock. Oh, I got the rock.
Good grief! The line is in the pumpkin patch, making Lucy miss. Not Lucy, but what was Charlie Brown's sister?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. God,
Her
what the
name.
hell is her name?
She set out in the patch because she had a crush on Linus, and then she
Yeah.
missed. He never shows up, and then the Great Pumpkin never rises. She's like, "Oh, I miss Thanksgiving." Like, I mean,
Dang, what the hell was her name? I can see her character, but I can't think of what her name was now.
yeah, that's hilarious. All right, so I'm going to crack this one open next here. I'll pull this one up here, and this is actually one that I got. Need I say, a Rajay deal on the Prairie Paradise. Cue the Jimmy Buffett music. Imperial Stout brewed with coconut and vanilla. So this is actually one that I picked up over at Debt. Comes in at 13% ABV. And I believe, if I remember correctly, what do you think I paid for this? I'll ask you.
I was thinking.
It's Prairie.
Well, I was thinking you said before. I'm thinking you said either. I was thinking you said $2.99.
Yeah, I think it was $2.99. Yeah,
I mean,
for a Prairie 13% Imperial Stout, unheard of.
because I think I said if I had more, pick some up, and I was going to give you the money for them and swap you when I saw you last week.
Yeah. So of course, what I do, I bought 4.
Why? I mean, why would you not?
Why not?
I mean, that's $40 worth of beer right there. You paid what, $12 for?
Yeah, I mean that's savings. That's
I mean, that
free.
thing's usually. I think I can go down to the store now and get them. Prairie, I don't know if people just don't care about it anymore. But Prairie used to be one of those, at least here anyway. Like the Bible Belt or whatever that one is, and the Christmas Bomb or the Bomb, and just all the different Prairie beers. They just fly off the shelf. Like if you didn't get them when they first come out, you wasn't gonna get it.
Right.
But now now in the local store, they just sit like forever. Like they got a bunch of them. Like this is awesome. I mean, because they're great. To me, I think as far as stouts go, and I've said it probably more than once, 10 times on the show. To me, Prairie makes one of the best stouts out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna pay for it, but it's so damn good, though.
And I think that might be a part of it. I think the price point. I mean, people that know Prairie, that like it, love it. And for some of your novice people or people that are just getting into it, you sit there and you look at a 4-pack of Prairie, and it's
$40,
whatever.
$39.99 or whatever.
And you're like, well, I get these other ones. Like they don't really know as of yet, but it's kind of like sometimes you wonder if the hype gets ahead of the beer. That's why I start sitting around. Like I've seen Bourbon County last year. We had Bourbon County Stout at least through January at one of our places because they couldn't get rid of the ones they actually had in there. And I think the hype actually gets ahead of it a little bit.
But I think you're right though on the Prairie. I think it definitely is a price thing. I mean,
because you got so many.
Not a lot of people want to pay $9.99 for a single can.
Yeah, they give if you're out there right now, you look at $9.99 for a can of this, or maybe I'm going to pay $13.99 for a 22-ounce Epic Big Bad Baptist or something. You're going to probably get the Epic, the 22-ounce.
Right.
If you're going to pay that, you might as well pay up and get more beer for it. So I think that kind of plays into a lot of some of the things that takes place. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know anybody else what you guys think that are watching. If you think that plays into why Prairie makes it there, but Prairie is a good beer. It's definitely a top notch. This stout you could put up next to like a Bourbon County stout.
Oh yeah,
it is a tasty beer, but that's what makes it great when you do find some of the deals you get on them. But
or is it one of those now that people's had enough of where they just don't rush out to get it anymore because they, initially like bomb, prairie bomb, for instance, or
Mhm.
whatever. That was like as soon as it hit the shelf, it'd be gone. It'd be
Yeah, that's
gone.
like nine
And
ninety
it
nine.
went on for years, for a couple
Yeah,
of years. But now it just sits, and then they'll come out with another one. It's because the labels are a little bit different, which is like a new, a different variety or variation of it. I think it's the same beer, but they do it a little differently. And they
yeah,
just sit too, and it's like I don't know. It's great to have that as a shelf beer. I'm like, if that's a shelf beer, then yes, I'll.
yeah.
Now I'm kind of that way too. I don't buy some of the ones that I've had before, like Prairie Bomb or whatever. But
Yeah.
when they do come out with a new one, I usually will pick it up because I want to try it. Like I do, I will get it.
Which is kind of funny too, with something like Prairie. Like we'll go to some of the places, or we used to pre-COVID, go to some of the places, and you get it on tap somewhere. They'll be like, "Oh, wait a minute, that's like a 12-ounce glass of Prairie," but I can get on tap and try it out. Here it's only like $6 or $7 or eight. It's actually less sometimes to get on tap in some places than it is to buy the bottle. So,
Right.
but this one is pretty tasty.
I mean, for 2.99, yes.
But there's a sweetness factor to it, so you're getting that. You're getting dessert appeal from it. Like something like this for the sweetness of it. This would be a dessert beer all in itself. But if you were going to have it with something, like sometimes when we go out to, like, we used to have a place called the Fish Market, and we go out and we would get the main course, your appetizer, your dessert, or whatever. And I used to have like a Breckenridge, I think it was a vanilla porter with like a chocolate piece of cake or something for dessert. Like this, you could actually match up nicely with something like a decadent cake or something along those lines, and it would mesh together well. Like I wouldn't want to put it with a main course or something like that and everything, because this is just like a dessert piece, and you can feel all that coming out of the beer.
Another weird one I've noticed here too within the last year that I've seen sitting more on the shelf than they used to is the oh damn Firestone Walker, like the parabolas and stuff. The
Mm-hmm.
ones that they bring out that are in the boxes.
Yeah,
That whole line, like the liquor store that has the same Prairie stuff. They've got just lines of boxes of the Firestone stuff. Seems, which is great. I mean, I can complain because that's another one I'll pick up, like the variations of that one. But before, like even just a couple of years ago, that would be one he would put in his Black Friday raffles that he would do on a Friday, Friday morning. He would do, like Bourbon County and whatever you go in. Tickets are free. All it is just gives you, you draw your ticket, then you just go out and buy an allotment of whatever, 4 beers or 5 beers, whatever he allows you. I can't remember now. So I have them all on the table, and there'll be all these different beers, and like Parabola and some of those. Now that we get distro of those, was up there, but now you just see them sitting on the shelf, like he doesn't even hold them back for that anymore. It seems weird. I don't know,
right out there.
but I'd be interested to see how Bourbon County does theirs this year. Are they still going to do the releases on a Black Friday since with all the stuff going on?
They were doing it, but I think they were doing it online for some of their stuff. I did see
I did see that. Yeah.
Wrap thing, but I don't know. I mean, I would think they would still send them to some of the stores, and let the stores handle how they're going to handle it if they can. But it's funny you mentioned Bourbon County, because I was actually downstairs earlier when I got these beers, and I was putting some new stuff into the fridge, and I was like, "Oh shit, I still got a Bourbon County beer." I didn't realize I had one of the whiskey barrel ones down there that came last year. So I was like, I gotta still drink that. And I had a classic that he brought out for a Rogue anniversary too. So I'm like, I thought I drank my last Bourbon County when I just did the wheat wine, which actually was a pretty tasty one too.
I still have some Bourbon Counties. I think actually I still have all the ones from last year. I actually was able to pick up. The local shop I go to, he posted online. He's like, I got these, and just put them on which was the same lister I was just talking about. It's got all the other stuff just sitting there.
Yeah.
And he had the Bourbon Counties. I just happened to be scrolling through on Facebook, and it was like 15 minutes ago he posted that he showed a picture of them on the shelf. He's like, come get them if you want them. Limit. I think it was limit 1 per style. The variances. So I was like, it's like 10 minutes from my house. I just jumped in the car. I went down there and it was like, no lines, nothing. I was the first one to actually buy them from the store. Like, okay,
Yeah,
I'll take them. I'm not gonna wait in line for them, but they're not even. I have.
they're
In a while, but I have.
Yeah,
but
Well,
I
it's like
haven't recently.
the ones I got last year because I got them through Debs. They do like a raffle for like the groups that they have like a group where you give them your number or whatever. People that spend, there they try to reward them as part of the rewards program. And it's like, well, I'll put in if I raffle, I win them, I get them. If I don't, I won't worry about it. And I get them getting 3 of them last year doing that. So,
Yeah.
but I don't go out trying to stand in line like on Friday morning trying to wait out. I've never, like I said, I've never stood in a line waiting for a beer. I just feel like there's so many beers that are out there. I'm just not that person to wait in line to get a certain one. Even the ones I've actually wanted to really try, I just waited. And like when I was trying to get the Claw Unicorn farce just to see what it tasted like, I ended up getting it later. It doesn't have to be right then. It's like the PS5 right now. I want the PS5.
Right.
I'm not crazy about it. I'll wait into 2021 to get it. I'm not going to go crazy about it. If I stumble across Amazon and they're in stock, damn right I'll put the order in. I'm just saying. but until that,
yeah.
Like I know people that are waiting online, like just waiting for it to pop up. Oh, Walmart's going to do it at this time, this time, and this time. And they spend time trying to go. I'm like, I'm not going to try to get caught up in that rat race. But at some point, I know they'll be available. So that's kind of how I roll through stuff. TK had asked before, has anyone been to the Christmas Story House in Cleveland? My buddy lives there. Apparently it's a tourist attraction. Yeah, it's actually a big tourist attraction. I have not been there. I know some people that have been up there. Lep is actually in Cleveland, if he's still here as well. But people do go up there to check it out and everything, but I've never went up there.
TK, is that new? Because it's funny that you bring that up. I just saw it on the news this morning. Our local news was showing a story of it. Well, it might have been yesterday morning. They were showing how you can go and I think maybe it's a different one, but I think you can stay the night. Oh no, not Christmas Story. No, I'm thinking of Home Alone. Sorry, I was thinking of Home Alone. But they have a Home Alone house. I don't know if it's the one they shot it in or whatever, but they have one that's got all the cars over the floor and the mannequins in the windows spinning or whatever. And it's like a bed and breakfast type thing. You can stay there for like $140 a night.
That's pretty funny.
So I don't know if it's a new thing now, but I got it mixed up there. I was thinking that for a Christmas Story for a minute, but
yeah,
that would be cool too, though. See a Christmas Story one also.
Yeah, it's they've been doing that one in Cleveland for a Christmas Story for a while. I think they even got the leg lamp in the window too. So,
they have to have that.
Yeah, you gotta have the leg lamp. That's hilarious.
Fragile.
The Nina's gonna get caught. Just wait and see. Why is everybody always picking on me? Yeah. Saw a gift pack of Prairie at 4 beers in a glass for $35. I passed. You know what? If they do they put a glass in it kind of brings it down a little bit because you think the 4 beers alone puts you at 35. So at that point,
we just got those in this week. Have you seen that anywhere, Rod? We just got it at the local store.
I haven't seen those anywhere now.
Today or yesterday.
I don't know if I would take it for $35. I don't know if I would. I don't know for Prairie. Dependent. If there were 4 different Prairie beers as a variety pack in a glass, I'd be more apt to do it than to get 4 of the same one. I think.
I'm 99% sure it's 4 different ones.
God damn it, Todd! You're gonna make me buy this damn thing.
and the glass, because I saw it, I was like, ooh, but I was like, I bet that thing's $50. So now I have to go look and just see what the price is. If it's $35, yes, I probably will buy one. Just to get the glass.
I do need to go out and get the Advent calendar at some point, though. Because there's so many Advent calendars. I've never done an Advent beer calendar. I want to do one.
But I did pick up, and did I say this last week? I don't remember. I did get a Rajay deal on the Neapolitan set.
Oh, did you now? What did you get it for there?
It was $14.99.
For the 4 beers in a glass?
The 4 beers in a glass, yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. So you got the white stout, the regular, and then the imperial stout.
Yeah. I think there's 2 white stouts in it, right?
2 stouts, right?
Yeah. And the glass. So it's normally, I think they were selling it for $22 or $3.99, and it was marked down to $14.99. I was like, yes, I'll take that. I was like, a Rajay deal. And it's funny because I was thinking that in my mind, I was like, it's a Rajay deal. If I said that, I'd be like, who? Who? What deal? was like, "Ah, you just don't know." Actually, they probably would have known. They'd be like, "Yeah, we know Rajay."
Something in the store that pops out. It's a Rajay deal. No, it's a Rajay deal.
It's the Blue Light Special.
Oh man, yeah. Oh wow, Super Duper in the house. Oh man, dropping the 20 bomb.
Welcome.
Wow.
Thanks, my friend. Good to see you, brother. Coming in, big baller. Yo, if y'all don't know Super Duper OG, y'all need to check him out on his channel. He's drinking a bunch of different beers. He's playing a bunch of different video games. Love checking out his stuff. He's always got good stuff happening. So no, I appreciate that, bro. Thanks, my friend. Great to have you here. I feel honored to have your presence. So good man. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all check out Super Duper as well, homie. Cheers, brother. And let me know what you're drinking on now. Oh man. Well, appreciate that. Good to see you doing yours as well. Let me see. Chad said he got Game of Thrones single malt scotch. House Targaryen, Cordew, Gold Reserve. Ooh, I haven't seen that one. I have some Game of Thrones beer still that I haven't drank yet, but I haven't seen them do like a scotch. That'd be interesting. I haven't had a scotch in a while though. But I do like scotch. Coach at 8 o'clock at night just got
Not a
spam.
huge fan.
Not a huge fan of scotch?
Maybe I just hadn't had the right one. Because I know in Scotch, if you get cheap shit, it ain't good.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's part of it too, right?
But also, I haven't had the hundreds of dollars a bottle of Scotch either, so I don't know. Not saying that that's what you have. I know you can get in the middle and be all right, but
it just comes on levels, you know.
yeah.
Coach says
I do like Scotch aged beers. I do like those. So I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna have to revisit that and try it again.
yeah, I've had some scotches I've had. I mean, over time that I've enjoyed. I can't remember them all off now, but I mean, it's funny. Scotch was the first thing I ever drank. As far as I sipped on beer when I was a kid, but the first thing I ever went into trying to sneak from the, your parents' liquor cabinet, that was Scotch. The first time me and my buddies had that. So terrible experience at first. It's like as any child does or teenager, you're like, why would people drink this? This is nasty. Years later, this is pretty good.
That was one of those like a former coworker I used to worked with for 15, 16 years. He used to be a big bourbon guy, and then got onto Scotch, and now he's just like, I'd just rather have Scotch over a bourbon.
Yeah. Well, it's all about your palate and what you enjoy for sure.
Yeah, it's acquired, whatever you acquire.
Yeah, but Coach said he had a spam call. Hate those calls. Always pick up. I never answer the phone. My cell phone. Anybody that calls me knows I rarely ever answer it because I talk on the phone all day long. So I don't want to talk on the phone when I'm at home. Most people know to message me through either like Facebook or text message, and I feel like I'm talked out after work. But yeah, you start seeing the spam calls, and you start getting the not just spam calls, but the scam calls.
Scams, yeah.
And so the scams will pick up at this point too that people are trying to do stuff. So we always got to watch out for those.
If you're not in my phone book and it's a call, I don't answer. If I don't recognize the number, unless I recognize the number, not like Shannon's work, she'll call from work sometimes. But I know the number, so I'll pick up. But outside of that, if it's just a random whatever and the name doesn't pop up, I don't answer. Like if they want me enough, they'll leave a message.
It's like when you get those connections on Facebook. Like, I don't know this person, like, hey, I want to be your friend or whatever. Like, I don't know who you are. It's kind of like it comes to the point of Donnie Brasco. Like, who's vouching for you? Like, who's vouching
right,
that
right.
I want to talk to? So sometimes you got to look it that way. Oh, Chad said used to cost $49.99, marked out at $25.99. Never seen a TV show, but I heard a lot of people mad at Game of Thrones. Yeah. Oh, let's shit, Chad. That's a Rod J deal, son. That's a Rod J deal right there. 50 down to 26. That is a Rod J deal. And I never watched the show either. My wife watched it. She loved it, but
we watched it.
Well, you can tell what happened. That's right, because the last season is really where shit went bad.
It did. And, well, okay. So, in a nutshell, the first however many seasons there was, I think the last two, well, wherever I guess the books ended is where the guy that wrote it, that was in charge of the show, handed it over supposedly to maybe the co-writers or producers and just like, you do whatever you want with it. So for the last couple of seasons, it wasn't nearly as good. And then the last season, you're like, okay, I spent 8 years watching this show, and it was all crammed in one season and fitting. Like they just wanted to be done with it. It was so. I mean, it wasn't terrible by any means, but it wasn't what it could have been or should have been or what you would have expected it to be. Like you spent all this time laying all these characters out, and in the end, you just like, boom, here you go, it's over. Like, what are you doing? Like, it was so infuriating. Now, we probably are on the other side of the fence where we just didn't think it was like terrible, but I totally understand because I was kind of pissed off too. I'm like, really? Like the finale of the whole thing probably was the 5th or 6th episode in it. Like the big war scene. I was like, that could have been the finale, or that thing could have been one whole season itself. Why are you cramming this whole thing into one episode? It's like, it didn't make any sense.
Well, I know from talking to my wife, Janice, she was saying the way that kind of hit on the end, and the writers that were writing it got a job on another show. So they kind of run together to get it done so they can go work on the other show. And the people were pissed. Like, they weren't going to watch that show either if you got these same writers, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So, I tell you what.
Also the dragon queen, Daenerys, or whatever you want to call her. She was like, all of a sudden, I don't want to spoil it, but she was like one way for the first, all the seasons until the last. And the last season, all of a sudden, she was like something completely different. Like, she would have never done that. Like, you never once really set it up for her to be the way she ended up being. It was like, it didn't make any sense, kind of.
You're like, I do not know thee anymore.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I do not know thee. Oh man, I took a lot of Shakespeare when we were in school. I don't know, did they have Shakespeare a lot in high school? Like, you had to go through a lot of Shakespeare, Hamlet, Midnight Summers.
Not really, I don't think.
We did in Jersey. We had to go through a good amount. I mean, I felt like The Great Gatsby I read like every year. It seemed like that's how much it wore me down. Like Death of a Salesman.
That one, yeah.
What was the other? To Kill a Mockingbird, which was really good.
That was a good one. I had to read that one too.
But yeah, we went through some good classics and stuff, which is funny. Like some of the classics we read back then, like To Kill a Mockingbird, like that's not part of some curriculums now. Like they squeeze it out because of whatever reason, like with the whole racial overtones, I guess, of it. They're trying not like, okay, so we would imagine like this world didn't exist. Is that what we're trying to do now? Because it's something that really has a great context that people should enjoy for that style of how it was written and what was taking place at the time. And it's just crazy how literature changes over years. Like, you can't even read or watch some stuff anymore. It's like, if you watch E.T. now, like, they don't even show the guns that the cops had or something, they said. Like, how do you got guns? You're cops. Like, how are you going to stop E.T.? You don't have any guns? How are you going to, you're just putting your finger out there or what? What's going on? It's just stupid.
Well, it's like the old Looney Tunes. Like, you used to be able to, they drink beer and smoke and look at the, like, Playboy magazine, whatever they called it in the cartoon or whatever. Like, they don't show any of those episodes where they actually smoke or anything anymore. Yeah. It's like they just those never existed.
Well, the funny thing about Bugs Bunny and like Looney Tunes, I don't know if you ever knew this or not, they initially started out as cartoons in between movies at theaters because they didn't show previews like they do now. So before the movie would start, they would show the Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Okay, no, I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
But
and the Flintstones actually started out as a primetime show for adults.
That I did know, and I love the Flintstones.
It was basically a play off the Honeymooners.
That's what I was going to say, wasn't it? Yeah, wasn't it based kind of off the Honeymooners-ish, sort of?
Yeah, so.
And also, The Simpsons also was one of those things, too, where it used to be on the Tracy Ullman show when it was on, when Fox first started TV shows. Yeah, it was a spinoff from Tracy Ullman's show, which she had a fun show for a long time when she was on there. So, pretty hilarious. I was going to say, what was I going to say a while ago? I was going to say something I forgot now. What were you talking about?
So I came here for COD, but we're talking about beer. Like, You Do It was over on my gaming channel the other day. So He's watching you do Call of Duty. So yeah, you guys make sure you check out You Do It if you haven't as well. He does some great fun videos. Also, but yeah, speaking of the gaming channel, if anybody likes gaming that's watching, Rod J Gaming is where I do the gaming channel. And I've been playing Vampire lately, although I forget how to I played Vampire last night and it had like a disc error or whatever. There was no disc. It was a digital file. So like if you're wondering if
what sense does that make?
Off, yeah, like what are you talking about? There's no disc in there. So but Vampire, I've been playing Call of Duty, the new one and the last one, Modern Warfare and the Cold War. And there's some other games I want to get brought up over there too, but kind of just kicking it.
Is Cold War the new one that
they're
bringing out for PS5?
Yeah, so I went ahead and purchased the PS4 PS5 combo because I am going to get a PS5 at some point. So why would I not buy the combo where it just automatically upgrades to the PS5 when I have it? So I got it digital. So once I get the PS5, it'll automatically be playable there. So, but it's kind of interesting on the PS4. They did a server update. I don't know if you noticed on yours or not, but it shows a PS5 if you do remote play. I don't know if you ever looked at doing remote play. Essentially, you can download an app on your computer for PS5 remote play. It syncs with your PS4. So you can actually take your controller, put it in a USB on the computer, and play your games there if you're not on the actual PS4. Which is actually a good thing in that for those that like to stream on OBS or Streamlabs, whatever it may be, to upload it. Usually you can only do PlayStation or you can only do YouTube or Twitch from the PlayStation. You can put it on here on the computer, do remote, and that allows you to do OBS without needing a game card or anything, which is pretty slick. So that's something they have there as well. But it already switched over to like saying PS5 remote play. So it does 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think of it so far?
The new Cold War? Oh, I played the alpha and I played the beta, so I was used to both of them already. And by the final version, it got out a lot of the quirks and stuff too. So it plays well, it plays decent. I got the one with the pack too, so it gave me some different guns that I had. But it's a different feel between Black Ops and the Modern Warfare series. It's a little bit different on the control type feel, but you get it down. So I dig it. It doesn't have all the same stuff. It has some different things you can do in that game versus the other one, but it's all good.
Yeah. I haven't played Call of Duty in forever, and I started to play it the other night, and I was like, I got on and I had to download some more stuff. When I messaged you, I was like, what the hell's going on here? Like the screens and everything looked different. I was like, did it erase all my shit that I had before? I didn't know what was going on. And then I found on the screen it showed Cold War. I was like, isn't that the new one? I didn't even know what was going on.
Well, you can do the Cold War because you can buy it through the Modern Warfare. They link together. Yeah.
Because it had like Cold War, Modern Warfare, and then I don't remember whether it was like 3 different screens there. So I clicked on
the campaign
Modern Warfare, and then it made me start loading again. So I just put it in sleep mode and was like, well, I'll just let it load and see what happens. But it's been forever. I haven't played it in forever, though.
Yeah, maybe I'll play by this weekend. Coach said, what's your gamer tag? You do it as well. And I was going to say, Coach, do you game? I didn't know if you gamed or not. That's the first I've heard that. And of course, you mentioned COD, and guess who shows up? It's Erie. Perfect timing. We're talking about COD, and she shows up. So her ears must have been burning. She is definitely the COD queen now. So you do it says, Roger, on Xbox, I haven't been on a while, though. I'm enjoying my side hustle way too much. Well, there you go. Well, if you end up playing Call of Duty, we can connect through the Activision number there as well. So just let me know. You do it right at the gaming thing. Yeah, you do it was actually on there when I was doing Vampire. I try to watch them regularly. I always troll. Yeah. Thanks. Good old Jersey trolling with me. Yeah. I need to get back up to Jersey at some point too. So that would be actually pretty cool. Let me see here. Let me see. Rod as a gaming channel. Indeed. Erie High. Hey, Moose Gal. Hey, Rampant's in the house. James, I love answering the phone in Swedish when it's an unknown number at home in Scotland. They just have no idea who the hell it is. I bet you do fuck with them, James. Cheers, my friend. And if you guys don't know James and Rampant Lion Reviews, make sure you check him out as well. He does some great beer reviews and get some good in-depth knowledge there on the beers as well. And I hear all the ladies love his accent too. So if you like the accent there, you can get that from him too. There's a good cheap scotch, but it's all relative. The term scotch is wide ranging. It just means the whiskey is made in Scotland. Yeah, pretty much. And it was interesting when I watched some of the scotch barreling being done. 60 Minutes did a story about one of the distilleries over there. I didn't know at the time, but they actually distill in bourbon barrels for the scotch whiskey, which was interesting. So they were showing barrels that were sent over from Kentucky from different distilleries that they use for the barreling.
Didn't it have to also do with was it like peat or something? Like I wouldn't say peat moss, but some kind of
or something like that. I think so. I think you're right though.
Something along those lines, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. Because people talk about scotch, they talk about how it's peated and everything as well. My scotch game isn't up to speed, but you know whose is? Malt Muser. Make sure you check out Malt Muser. He actually would know the Scotch stuff a lot better than I will. But he said last season got a bit off the rail. So he was watching the last season as well. Game.
I agree, Mo. I agree.
Yeah. And then, let's see. Erie, what up? Moose Gal said. Not much at all. What was I going to say? I can't remember now. Shout out to Jersey. Yeah, Jersey's in the house. It's so funny. It's like, I can't believe they're still making shows about Jersey using the cast from the Jersey Shore. Like, I was watching something yesterday and they were showing Jersey Shore Vacation. I'm like, these guys are still making videos on MTV. Like, there's all of these guys around. Like, I think they were all on there except for Snooki and who was her friend, the tall girl that used to be on there. I can't remember her name, but
JWoww or something like that.
JWoww. I think they were the only two that not on there, but like the one guy was like the like that guy was all on there, and all the other people. Good old Jersey. I do miss a nice Jersey sub though. Oh my gosh. I miss my Wawas. You do it knows what I'm talking about. I do miss my Wawas, and I miss some of the Sicilian pizzas from some of the Sicilian pizzerias, or sorry, Italian pizzerias, but you get Sicilian pizza there. And I miss the diners. That's one thing I really miss is the diners. You get some really good food from the diners. Now it's cartoons. It could be anything, Moose Gal. It can definitely be anything for sure. Oh shit. Super duper. I didn't see you there. Wow, thanks, my friend. You drop another 20 bomb? Get out. Oh man, I feel like I appreciate that, brother. And I'm glad you're enjoying the vibes for sure. And great having you be a part for real. Wow. I've never had that with two of them like that, man. I appreciate it.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you, sir. Yeah. To Kill a Mockingbird, where can I get that drink? You know, there probably is a drink called To Kill a Mockingbird. If not, there should be. Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. I do remember that with the Kevin Spacey movie.
Spacey.
As well. Yeah.
I haven't seen that in forever.
Yeah.
Actually, I probably only seen it one time, but it was probably back when it first came out.
Erie says she just carried her damn team. Really, Erie? Really? Were they tripping over claymores? Here's a question for you. So, when you were in school, what was the one piece of literature that you read, like in high school, that really stood out the most, you think?
Let's see. To me, probably one of them, and you mentioned it earlier, was like Of Mice and Men.
Oh, Mice and Men, yeah, that one there, yeah.
So I had a history teacher who made us. We didn't use the textbook, but we had to read one novel a nine. Let's see, was it 1 in 9 weeks or one? It was either one novel in 9 weeks or one every 4.5 weeks. I can't remember if it was 2 per basically semester or a quarter. I can't remember, but we'd have to read one and it'd have to be approved. And that was one of them we could read. We had all kinds of weird, but it was kind of weird. Like, it really didn't have a lot to do with history per se. History. I mean, he would teach it some, and then we'd have like a 10-question test.
Right.
And he would say the question, you write it down. If you didn't pass it, you could come anytime after class, and after school or whatever, and retake it until you got 100 on it if you wanted to. Like if you didn't get an A in that class, you wasn't trying.
Yeah.
But on the novels that you read, you had to do an oral book test with him because he's read all these novels. So he'd ask you random questions, and it'd be questions that, say it was a book that maybe had Cliff Notes or something in it, right?
Yeah.
But it would be nothing. You couldn't read the Cliff Notes and pass this test. You'd have to actually read the book.
Yeah.
And that was one of them. So I had him 2 years in a row. Now, not a huge reader, so, of like books or whatever like that. So of all the teachers in high school, I was like, I got him. But it actually is one of my favorite teachers I ever had. He also happened to be an assistant football coach, but it was so different, but it was good. So I read a lot of novels, and I had him as a sophomore and a junior. So I read a lot of books back then. But for that whatever reason, I actually read it both 2 years in a row because he didn't remember 1 year or the other. So I actually got by the second year reading it again, and it was fine. But I don't know. To me, that one just kind of sticks out.
Okay. Yeah, I was kind of thinking maybe Animal Farm because that one kind of stuck out reading that. But then, for whatever reason, the one I enjoyed the most was actually probably Julius Caesar. I think Shakespeare did that. I think that was probably the one I enjoyed the most. Now, when I got to college, I liked the Odyssey because I reread that in college. But in high school, Julius Caesar, I don't know why, it just stuck with me. It was just, I don't know. I think it was the whole thing of Julius Caesar and his rise and what he was trying to do there and the way the Senate was being corrupted and how that had turned on him. There were just so many different things taking place. Kind of could be scary like today nowadays. I mean, with the stuff we're seeing now.
Was it hard to read?
It wasn't really hard to read. It was just, it was a different accent. It was just, the rise and the fall of, this emperor in Rome that was trying to basically be that dictator type feel to it. It was just kind of like he was trying to circumvent the system, and it was basically his best ally that had to turn on him in the end to get him out of the way, with the help of everybody else. But it was at that last blow from the least person he expected. It was just the way that Shakespeare put that all together. It was just one of those pieces that kind of stuck with me over the years. I mean, I liked Hamlet, and we did Othello, we did some other stuff, but for me, like Julius Caesar, I think for me, because I have a liking of reading stuff about government and politics, that was the big thing with it, because you can see how politics were being corrupted in the Republic, and you basically had to do this to make that change going forward. Otherwise, it was definitely going to fall more under like an authoritarian type situation. So it just always stuck with me on that book.
That's why I was wondering if it was hard to read, like in the language and stuff, kind of the way
that Shakespeare
was kind of written, like he would write, the way Shakespeare would write stuff or whatever. Like if it was kind of hard to kind of jumble, like
well, there was sometimes you definitely
not that you couldn't understand it, but kind of the way it was written would make it kind of hard to comprehend.
You reread some passages, like
here
you got to go back and reread it, But that was from the time of the language then, so
right.
Yeah, but it was an interesting thing when I found out, like, when Shakespeare did this and they did plays back then, they wouldn't allow women to be actresses in the plays. So all the female roles were also played by guys.
Right.
So it's a different
time.
That is
weird.
Yeah. You're going to be Juliet. What? I don't want to be Juliet. You're the smallest guy. You're going to be Juliet. He kisses me, but there will not be any tongue. Let's see, camera dead team, LOL. Let's see here. I'm the straggler here. She lives on CD. She does live on CD. Once she gets her kids down, she's ready to play COD. Oh yeah, Wawa is the best, right? Wawa is. My mom got mad at me a few years ago when I went back up there to help her through some stuff, and she wanted to make dinner one night, and I was just like, I was going like, no, I'm good or whatever. And I went to Wawa, got a hoagie, and I stopped at the pizzeria next to the hoagie where Wawa was to get a pizza because I had not had Jersey pizza in so long. And then came home and she was like, I made all this dinner and blah, blah, blah. And it was like, yeah, but it's Wawa and it's Sal's. So I can get your stuff later, but I got to get some Wawa and Sal's first.
So what is Wawa? Is it just like a local restaurant, or is it like a chain restaurant?
Wawa is like actually it's kind of like an upgraded 7-Eleven type situation. I guess is the easiest way to put it.
Okay.
So, but they make subs in there. They make sandwiches and different things that you can get, and so people love the Wawa subs. They're called shorties, like these 8-inch hoagies, which are really good. And so you go there, you get those, and it's just Wawa. Like everybody in Jersey, like it's just Wawa. It's Wawa. And so when you're not home for a while, you get back. It's like one of the first things you start thinking about. I can go to Wawa. You know? And I don't know. It's the meat. One thing Wawa has is Jersey has these sweet peppers that are just from Jersey that are really sweet, and they use those in the sandwiches, and that adds a little bit to it. Like when I left New Jersey, I didn't realize that capicola was something that you couldn't get outside of other states. Use it. Like well, we used to there they call it capicola, but it's capicola how you spell it out. And you couldn't get that like at a Subway or something like that and everything. And it's like you always like knew something was missing until Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's
has it because you got to have it. If you're from Jersey, you got to have a little capicola. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a capicola. So it's just something about the Jersey subs. I mean, my uncle, he used to come back from when they moved to Missouri, and the first thing he did in New Jersey, he would drop his family off, and he would go to Atlantic City to get the Atlantic City. So Atlantic City's got a place down there known for subs. So he would go down there, and I'd be like, you know, like not even in the house for half an hour. He's like, all right, I'll be back. 45 minutes down the expressway, 45 minutes back. He's got the sub. It's like, so it's just a thing about those subs. It's like when you get to Philly, it's like, I need a cheesesteak. I just need a cheesesteak right now. I need a cheesesteak, right? And you want to get the right stuff. So, yeah, but Wawa is one of those spots. Boardwalk, Pizza Crushes, and Diners for short. And diners are just, you know, you can't go very far in New Jersey without running into a diner. And the diners up there, I mean, they load you up with stuff like, it's like going to Chicago where they give you like a ton of food up there. You're like, really? Who's going to eat all of this? Like, that's how the diners are in Jersey. It's like you order a meatloaf, then your meatloaf is half the plate in Jersey. How much meatloaf? It's like who are we feeding giants around here? Or what's going on? And for the longest time as a kid, we used to go to diners, and my favorite pies were lemon meringue and Boston cream. My two favorite pies. Now, you ask most kids, I don't think have those pies because you're not used to seeing those. Like, you know, you might have, you know, apple pie, cherry pie, but you go to a diner, they always had those. And I was going to diners so much. Those are the ones I would actually love to enjoy. But, you know, it's a diner life growing up. So
you say diners, is that the name of the, or you just talk about like just like a diner type restaurant?
It's a type of restaurant. Like you see Guy go to diner. He'll mention when he's in that diners or if it's like a dive or whatever. But a diner, like that train car type restaurant look.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and these are actual diners and stuff. Like if you, else like Natural Born Killers when he orders the key lime pie, he's in a diner ordering the key lime pie in that movie. Woody Harrelson.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if that was like the actual name of the place or if you were just talking like just a kind of like diner type restaurant in general. Yeah, no, it's just a diner. It's just okay.
Each of them had their like the one that was near us was called Golden Dawn Diner. That was the name of the restaurant.
Oh, okay.
And each of them had their own different names, but yeah, you get used to them real quick when you're up there. So
what's the differences in the pizza for like a Jersey style pizza? What is that compared to like New York style, Chicago style, whatever? What separates?
If you go Jersey and New York, you're pretty similar. So you have like the thinner type crust. It's kind of like you fold the pizza. It's funny, like who was it? It was
like the big triangles, and you kind of fold it over and eat it that way.
Jon Stewart was teasing about whoever it was went to New York and they used a pizza and they used like a knife and a fork. And he did a show when he was doing a show before the guy that does it now on this show he did at Tonight or whatever. He was like, you take it, you fold it, you eat. Like he did a whole example of how you. The Jersey has that nice, and it's that thin crust. It's got the nice cheese to it. It's got, maybe a little sprinkle of oregano, depending on what toppings. Usually in Jersey, all you need is like pepperoni, maybe some sausage or whatever, but you can get all the other kind of stuff. But you don't get fancy into the pineapple type stuff like that with a good
Right.
You get it there. You can get it by the slice if you want. You don't go to like a Domino's. You go like to a Sal, or you go to like a Gitano.
Oh yeah.
It's just like, and then you get the Sicilian pizza, which is somewhat similar to Chicago in being thick, but it's like a thick slice of pizza. You get like in the square type thing that you'll see, like Jet's pizzas here will do it that way, and it's just the flavor of the cheese that they use and the seasoning, and it's just you just fall into it. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Maybe you do it, you know how to explain it. Maybe I don't know. It's just being in Jersey. It's just that Jersey thing, and nothing beats that when you're sitting out having that pizza and you're down there at the boardwalk or somewhere. You're just enjoying it. You're loving life, and then you're done. You go to the boardwalk, you get a little taffy off the boardwalk for a little sweetness at the end or whatever. Oh man, now I'm missing Jersey a little bit.
Sounds good.
Yeah. It's funny because Janice will watch stuff on TV and she'll be like, how come you never took me to that place in Jersey? I'm like, I don't know. We never really talked. Like, she'll see stuff up there all the time. When we went to Atlantic City or whatever, we didn't go there. We didn't do this. And Bob was like, there's a lot of different things you can do in Jersey. So,
yeah.
Gabagoo. Yeah.
I've only driven through Jersey, but I've never actually been anywhere in Jersey.
Yeah. The only thing I warn you about is the scrapple. So, which that's Jersey and a PA thing. So scrapple is kind of like what you'll know as Geta here. So we have Geta here in our area, right? Like in Ohio and Cincinnati. Because you've had Geta before, right? Have you seen it? You know about it.
I'm not sure. What is?
Like your brother right here in Cincinnati, because Geta is like a Cincinnati thing from Germany. But
I don't know.
It's basically scraps of the pork, but one uses oats and one uses like kind of grains that they put in. Yeah, so that's the difference between them. But you never heard of Geta Fest up here?
No, I haven't. But I think we talked about Geta on the show before.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the lines of where he had bologna or something. I don't know, talking about that. But it seemed like somebody mentioned that. But no, I've never had it.
Yeah, you're not. I'm gonna say you're not missing much, right? People up here love Geta. People love scrapple. I wasn't a huge scrapple fan, but people do love the scrapple. It's one of those things that are part of the community that you get to enjoy. But essentially, it's the scraps. But again, one uses like rolled oats, and another one uses grains for how they put it all together. Okay. And pretty much it's like a breakfast meat. So. Scotch use refills, barrels, and recuperate casks mostly for maturation. There's also juice wine bus, which is a large volume cask. Yeah. Talking about making the scotch. DJ, back in the house. What is going on? Cheers, my friend. Good to see you here. Thanks for swinging in today, buddy. Hopefully you're having a great Thursday as well. You do it says, oh yeah, full bite pizza. The slices are generally the slices can get large, but it's funny because we'll go to restaurants around here. We have a place called, what's the one pizzeria that we have? Todd, you probably know the name of it too. I think you guys may have it down there too. Dewey's. You get Dewey's Pizza?
We don't.
You don't? Okay. Well, up here we got Dewey's Pizza, which is like kind of somewhat of a chain, but they make thin pizza like that. And we'll go out to eat, and I always fold it. And my wife's like, you're not going to fold that pizza like with...
Well, yeah.
They'll have pepperoni or meatball or some other type of weird toppings on it like that. I'm like, I have to. That's how you eat pizza. That's how I've been trained. And I'll always fold. I can always get a fold out of it. So.
I thought you were going to say Uno. I think it's Uno. Is it Uno that's out there?
There's
by
Uno.
Jungle Gyms and IKEA?
Yeah, there's one by UC, and I think the one that you mentioned. But that actually is more Chicago style with the deep.
Okay.
Yeah. With Chicago.
I was going to say that was the Shannon's friend that went with us. She's like, I guess her and one of Shannon's friend, but used to go up to IKEA sometimes with one of her friends. And she's like, oh, we always stop at a Uno and eat for lunch or whatever when we go to IKEA. We didn't, but she mentioned it. She's like, we're going to stop at a Uno? I was like, no. Wasn't planning on it, but...
If you go to Uno's for lunch, you're going to probably need a nap afterwards. I mean, it's just that thick you get, and it's good. I like it. I mean, when I go to Chicago, I found some good places to get like Chicago style pizza, which I really enjoy. it's just a different type of beast. I mean, you're knife and fork in that for sure for Chicago.
Yeah.
Deep dish. Although you can get something at some places there as well. So
Now we do have those in Indiana. Nothing local that I know of, but we do have them like northern, going towards Indianapolis. There's a couple who knows up that way.
let's see here. And let's see. DJ said, hello, you do it. Hello to DJ. Yeah, make sure everybody connects for sure. It's so tough to explain a good boardwalk cheese pizza. A shit ton of grease on a pizza. True. But the cheese that tough to chew through. True. Distinct chew. The whole thing is amazing, right? It's a mess. Let's just say it's a mess, but it comes together.
I don't care. Sounds good. Sign me up.
It's just like the movie like Do the Right Thing, when it's like they go into the pizzeria at Sal's. That's just like how it is in Jersey. It's just like, just give me a slice of that pizza, and it's like, you know, you're there, you're like studying it, and you're enjoying it, and then you eat it, and it's just like an experience. So it's just good pizza. It's just good pizza.
So can you just buy it by the slice anywhere you go there, or is it
any of the pizzerias you usually can? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I usually have slices there. You get like a cheese slice or pepperoni or sausage. Usually pepperoni, sausage, or cheese are your standard. So they may have like in one of their warmer type things, but you can have them put other stuff on it. But but it's kind of like, that's one of the places you end up going. It's like, if you walked into a New Jersey pizzeria and you're like, yeah, let me get some pepperoni, sausage, pineapple. They'd be like,
get out. Get out. You can't, no soup for you. No soup for you.
We'll give you the pineapple. I mean, we'll give you the pepperoni. We'll give you the sausage, but the pineapple? No, we ain't doing the pineapple.
Yeah. Nope. Not gonna happen.
So yeah, but it's so good. It's always a nice experience if you know the right places to go to. Like I said, growing up as a kid, never called like Domino's or anything like that, or like Papa John's on that. I mean, you were going over to, hey, I'm going to run by Sal's. Did anybody want anything? Or you want to go pick it up at Tony's or whoever it may be, your local neighborhood. You went to the local neighborhood pizzeria that was near you, and it was an experience, and it was great. One of the places, like you would probably know, is called, I think it's called White House Subs. That's down where he's towards his area. Just well known. Like if you're down around this area, hit White House Subs because you're going to be pleased there.
Okay. Yeah, to me, like that's one of the good things going to other places. Like try the local restaurants. Just don't go to Domino's or Papa John's or something. You can get that shit anywhere. You know what I mean? Like go to the local place where I always like to go to those places just to see, kind of see what the local scene like. What do people like?
Yeah.
I mean, whenever I traveled for work, it'd be like, okay, so where do you go in this area? We're going to go out to eat, stay in the night, whatever. We're going to go out to eat. Where would you go?
Yeah.
And just see what the local, people are like, oh, go here or don't go here. Go here, whatever. It's like, okay.
Yeah. It's like when I used to visit my old job down in territories, like they handle down in Florida or Texas for sales. And I meet reps and I say, well, I'm going to take you out to lunch or take you out to dinner or like that and everything. And they're like, well, where do you want to go to? They're like, we got like a, Fridays here. Like, no. Where do you want to go to?
Right.
And that's like when I had a gator for the first time down in Florida or some other spots. It's like, I want to go to locals actually go and enjoy some of the local stuff that they actually get. So
yeah, it's like, I want to go to the back alley place. Where's the good stuff? Like, don't hold out on me. I want to go where may or may not be a good place to go, but I want to go. Just check it out. I want to see what it is.
It's like for a while, I had Houston. I would take reps out to eat. I'm like, no, I want to go to a place where I got to put the napkin on because I know the barbecue sauce is going to be flying everywhere type stuff. You got to put the napkin up here to actually enjoy the meal. So, yeah, there's so many good local. And that's like when I watch Diner Driving and Dives. Like I watch it. One, you get hungry when you watch it, but the other thing is like those cities I've been to before, and I'm like, I had no idea that was there. Had no idea, so, or if I'm going to a city, it's good to know because I can plan to try to check them out and stuff. So. But even
I have a story on that though, so be careful when you see those things on there like that. When was 5 or 6 years ago, probably we went to Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. So when you're driving through, we had me driving through, I can't remember if it was Spartansburg which Erie and Allen would know if they're watching.
South Carolina.
In South Carolina, but I can't remember if it was Spartansburg or just past there. It was on the way to the beach from here anyway. And it happened to be, so I looked up, I was like, okay, I want to see if there's any places, like that's been on Triple D, just to see. And there was a diner that was on there, and it got like, all right, now I remember, so we pulled up the episode and watched, I was like, okay, this looks really good. Like a good burger and everything, like the place was crowded, like some old dude would work there for 100 years, whatever. It was something silly. So we went there, it was like 3 people there. And the food was not, I was like, this is not what it looked like on the TV show. Like you could tell, like fresh made patties and everything. I was like, no, it's not. It comes straight from the freezer, thrown on the grill. I mean, it wasn't.
Did it change?
Food was just, it was bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you got to be careful about that. I mean, I just wonder if it changed over ownership or something.
Well, I don't know, but they had to cut out of the dude that was actually on the show so he could like take pictures and stuff, whatever. Because apparently he was like a popular, kind of famous, not really famous, but people knew who he was and all that because he worked there for so long. Yeah, and it was just like, no, this is not. It was really greasy, like the fries and the onion rings and stuff was like, it's so disappointing because we kind of wasn't really off the beaten path. I mean, we didn't really drive a lot out of our way to get there, but it wouldn't be a place that we would have stopped, had we not known about it or looked it up, we would have not known about it. But it was so disappointing because I was like, man. So these shows are, again, because I always watched Triple D all the time, or I used to I don't even know if they have new shows anymore or not. When they did, I watched it all the time.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, I gotta try that. And then after say, I was like, it was kind of like, just like, man. So all these shows a farce? Like, I don't even know what's going on here. I was so mad.
Yeah. No,
I had my hopes so high.
He came here before, and he went to Turf Club, which actually does have a good reputation for the food. People line up for that like crazy. And then he went to
is that at the racetrack?
No, that's down. Actually, it was Terry's Turf Club. Actually, Terry's not there anymore because of sexual harassment type stuff that came up. That's a whole different story. He got forced out of it, had to sell off his part. But it's down past. You know where the boathouse is, Montgomery Inn.
Oh yeah.
Like if you drove past and it kept going, it's down that way towards going back towards 275 or so. But they have really good food, I know. And then he did some stuff at OTR, which is over the Rhine downtown, and the places he went to were solid places. So
and maybe it was just one of those random whatever
like that and everything. Yeah, I mean he does episodes where he goes back to visit places, and it seems like their places are still jumping, but you know. You get to wonder sometimes with TV if they kind of set things up like that.
Right. I mean, it was crowded, and people were like, "Oh, this is great! It's great!" And the burgers looked good, and we got there, and it was like, we should have just went to like Hardee's or something. It would have been way better.
So went to Carl.
I was like, I was so disappointed. I was so mad.
Let me see here.
But he does have a Guy Fieri does have a smokehouse in Louisville downtown.
He's got a restaurant at the airport down in Cancun too, which was actually pretty good food there too. And you get screwed on the price. And even the waitress told me, she's like, "Yeah, if you'd have went in town rather than here, it would have been like half of what it cost here." She even told me like how they screw you at the airport and stuff. But it is what it is. Because they give you so much, you get to pay in pesos. You're like trying to figure out what the math is on stuff.
Yeah.
Like, when you're at the bar, it's like, I've been drinking. I don't even care. Just pace.
Yeah, here you go. Just tell me what it is. Yeah.
You do this. It's so true. It's a mess. And they're talking about the pizza. The shit is freaking a mess. But oh my god, you don't forget. Yeah, it's just a great pizza. Never buy the slice. I always get fresh, even if I won't eat the entire thing. Nothing like a fresh. Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. We used to get slices more like when we were like in high school or whatever, or we were stopping in. Like we were coming from high school and we go there and get like slices of pizza and play like this is back in the day, like freaking pole position or track and field or whatever the video game was that they had at the time. So, you spend your Saturday in a pizzeria playing these games and eating like pizza, which was freaking awesome back then. But see, yeah, You Do It knows about the White House, and yeah, it's great. It's one of the institutions you should definitely check out there in New Jersey. Coach, I love fry sauce. What is the fry sauce, though? I'm wondering. Is that just like special sauce for fries for one of the places? Let me see here. DJ said, have you ever watched Dickie's reviews, DJ video, Scratch Run DMC video? I have not seen that one. I'll have to check that out. I know Dickie, and I've watched Dickie's beer reviews, but if you did a Scratch, saw some of your Scratch videos, I'll have to check those out. So if you guys haven't checked out DJ video, it's pretty funny on some of the stuff he's doing. I was watching one earlier. I didn't get a chance to finish it, so that's why I didn't comment on it yet. But it was some guy that was like, reminded me of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, that he did a video. He takes the video, he scratches and stuff, but he does it on the videos and everything like that. So the video kept going back and forth while he was making the scratch sound. It was pretty funny from the part I had watched and everything. But it was like this guy you were scratching up. But yeah, he's done it with a few of the beer reviewers and stuff too. So you guys check out his channel as well. Some pretty fun stuff over there. Oh, let me see. We never did get to the beer news right for this week. What do we have from the beer news section? Waffle House.
My anaconda don't.
So, Waffle House. It's like when the beer is getting to a point, like you wonder when does craft beer jump the shark? Well, Waffle House has teamed up with Georgia's Okanee Brewing Company to produce a bacon-flavored beer. Now, you have to go to Okanee Brewing in Georgia to get this beer, but the idea that we're now teaming up with Waffle House for a beer, I feel like it's almost to that Fonzie jumping the shark type moment. We're not too far from like a Walmart beer or something out there at some point, or a Costco beer. I mean, it's like, I don't know. I mean, I've only been to Waffle House.
Is that the one the logo looks like a Waffle House on it?
Yeah, that's the one that looks like
okay, I saw that, yeah.
Yeah. Which, I mean, do you have to be at 3 a.m. to drink it, to enjoy it? Because, you can't really enjoy a Waffle House unless you're there at 3 a.m. So, which is a total different experience than if you're there in the morning for breakfast. So, it's kind of
say is be careful with the bacon flavored beers, because I had one from Against the Grain one time, and
yeah,
you have like a sip or two, and you're like, oh, this is great, and after about the third or fourth drink, you're like, oh my God, I can't drink no more of this. It's making my stomach hurt.
Yeah, I've had some bacon beers. I've had one that didn't go as well, but I've had some that actually come out pretty good. So, yeah, but I like bacon and I like beer, so we'll check it out.
yeah, I mean, what could go wrong, right?
Right. DJ said, how does the video and sound go on the Scratch video? Yeah, I mean, it's got some great editing there for sure. About coming on. Well, the only thing is, like, on this is just a show that me and Todd do, so I don't really have anybody come on just because I'd have to open it up for more. I kind of want to keep it as kind of like our weekly podcast for the channel, but occasionally I do some panel shows, and you would definitely be welcome on there as well, DJ. Toronto for pizza is Bidhando, and Oshawa is Pizza Muno. I think I went to Toronto years ago. I didn't have any pizza up there. I think I had all other good stuff, like for some of the local restaurants or something like that. Hey, what's going on, Beer Hound? Cheers from OC. Cheers, brother, and you guys know Beer Hound. Make sure you check out Beer Hound. He's doing some good beer reviews out there from out in California. And what else we got? Oh, so rarely do I ever get pumped up about trying something from Stone Brewing, because they've kind of been up and down more recently, I thought. But they are introducing the Stone 12 Days of IPAs mix pack. And each one is a different IPA, and they're bringing back one that they created. I think the last time was in 2007 that a lot of people seem to like. So if you happen to see this out there, I would say get it while you see it if you want to try it, because I can see these flying off the shelf. But that might be one I try to do to get and do like an Advent type thing off of it. It's not set up as an Advent calendar, but to each day do a series of a different Stone beer would be pretty cool.
I saw they were coming out. What's the beer that they're bringing back?
I remember just seeing it was one from 2007.
Okay.
They always get requests on it. And it's one of the ones that'll be part of that mixed 12 pack. So that sounds interesting.
I'd probably pick it up if I see it.
Yeah.
If it's reasonably priced. Now that's not, it's not ridiculous.
Yeah, you're probably looking at 19 or 20 probably for the 12 pack, I would think. if you guys saw it at a Kroger or whatever, it'd probably be like $17.99 or something. I'm just thinking for something
That'd
like
be worth it.
I think for a Stone one, you're probably looking at least 20 or somewhere around there.
So, I mean, you're going to get probably a solid beer at least anyway.
And then Deschutes Brewery, which I'm going to tell you, if you haven't had the Abyss from Deschutes or any of their Abyss beers, you definitely want to check those out. They're going to release the 2020 in a new format, which will be 4-pack, 12-ounce bottles for the first time. So usually when it comes out, it's a bomber, but they're going to do it in a 4-pack this year of the 12-ounce. And if you never had any of the Abyss, let me just tell you, they're delicious. So if you like Imperial Stouts, I would definitely recommend keeping an eye out for that as well. From the area of the unique, and I don't know why they may have done it, category, we have Bud Light created a video game console that's actually going to chill your beer while you play, and also has a built-in projector and 6 games, including Tekken 7, Soul Calibur 6, and RBI Baseball 20. So essentially, it's like a little video game thing. You put your beers in it. It keeps it cold while you're playing the video game. It's set up for 2 people, like multiplayer, all that stuff. And it projects out TV if you want to do a projector type thing, or you can have it go through your regular TV set using the cables. But they're saying it's going to be as hard as getting a PlayStation 5 to get this. It's going to be a limited amount they're going to do. So I'm like, would you get this rather than a PlayStation 5? I wouldn't.
How much is it going to be? What's the price point?
I think it's somewhere going to be around a few hundred, possibly, like around 400 for that. So, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of cool. It's going to keep your beer cool, but I don't know. It's like it's not like the PlayStation 5 level or the Xbox level. So,
but can you get more games to it, or just the 6 that it comes with?
I don't know. They may add more games where you can kind of do it. It has 6 that are built into it, so I don't know. They might be built into it. It might not be as much as like the PlayStation. It might be like 300 or 400, or whatever it's going to be. Atari 2600 is bringing back a system to resemble the old Atari, but it's not the 2600. It's going to have all new games, but you can play some of the classic games. That in itself is going to be around $400. So I'm thinking this has to be somewhere in that ballpark. But I don't know why. It's interesting that Bud Light is actually trying to do this with the whole video game thing, which I can understand why they're doing it, because of people getting into PlayStation and into the Microsoft, but I don't know. It's just...
Would you really need something to chill your beer? I mean, I guess if you're drinking Bud Light, you would, but...
I feel like it's one of those bragging type pieces. Hey, look what I got, type thing. Yeah, so you got suckered by Bud Light. That's what you got, right? So, I don't know.
Now, RBI Baseball's in peak of interest, but not for that much, if it's going to be that much money.
No.
And if it's like the RBI that was on the old Nintendo, because that RBI ruled. Yeah, that game was good. I mean, it's awful if you look at it now, but it's still fun to play.
Gilbert said, a lot of New Yorkers love Toronto pies, meatball, and mozzarella, baby. There you go. Toronto pizza. And then let's see here. We got, Yingling. Elbow's not here, but Yingling is beginning expansion in Tampa. They have stuff in Tampa now, but they're going to expand it out to focus on beer tourism, so you'll be able to tour some of the stuff that Yingling is doing down there. Of course, Yingling has now got the deal where they're under the Miller Coors Molson family or whatever like that. So if you haven't had Yingling, they're actually being taken nationwide. So people that wanted to try Yingling will finally be able to. But apparently in Tampa, they're going to be doing some stuff down there as well. And last week, I spoke about Guinness and their non-alcoholic beer. Either last week or the year before, or a week before. Well, now Guinness is recalling the non-alcoholic beer after the launch over safety concerns. Not sure what the safety concerns are, but Guinness is doing a recall on all their non-alcoholic beer. So if you had the Guinness non-alcoholic, you might want to check into that.
Speaking of Guinness, have you had the ginger and the barrel aged one yet? Well, I don't know, you don't have to give it away since you'll probably do a video on it. But
no, I got both of them downstairs, the gingerbread and the other one. I just haven't tried either of them yet.
I haven't tried the gingerbread one, but my brother brought over Which I already bought like 2 bottles of the barrel aged one, but he brought over a 4-pack of the barrel aged last week, so we had one.
Yeah.
Saturday. It's pretty good. It's a little thin, which I guess being Guinness, you'd kind of expect that. But it's decent. I mean, it's worthy, I think.
Well, in my mind, I'm going to relate it to the Guinness Foreign Extra Stout because that's my favorite Guinness now. Interesting to see how it turns out versus those.
It's definitely one I will put 1 or 2 of the bottles back and sit on it and see how they age.
Yeah, they age. Okay.
Yeah. Now, I haven't had the gingerbread one yet, though. I'm kind of curious to see how that one is.
Yeah.
Now Jungle Gyms did have a better price on those than what I bought. What you could buy them here for?
Yeah, the ones I bought, I think they were. I got them at Depths. I just saw them, so I was like, I gotta get them now because they were like the last 2 packs of each. I want to say they were like $17.99 or $18.99 for the 6-pack. I can't remember.
Okay, well that might be better. Yeah, I think Jungle Gyms was $19.99.
Yeah, I think it was a little lower than that, but I'm trying to think, was it a 4-pack or a 6 for those?
It's a 4-pack, I believe.
4, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think here they're like $23 or $24.99.
Yeah, that's more than what I got there. I mean, I just saw them. I didn't even look at the price. I was like, I got to get them, so I went ahead and put them in. So.
Well, I did the same thing because I was thinking, it might be $20 a 4-pack. I'm like, I'll do that maybe.
Yeah,
I'll do that. But they were like $23, $24. Like, I ain't doing that, so I just bought singles. I bought 2 of each.
Let's see, and from the, we'll call this from the You So Cold file, from the You So Cold file. Philadelphia Mayor Jim Kenney spotted enjoying a beer indoor right before abandoned indoor dining.
Come on, man.
That is cool. Like, you finish your beer, like, all right, shut it down.
Yeah, that's it. Nobody else can have one here. It's over. Game over.
Yeah. We're going to shut it down. I finished my beer. Nobody else can come in and do it.
Taking my ball and I'm going home.
That is cold, Jim. That is cold.
That's funny.
Oh, man. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, Coach. Always great to have everybody here as well. And Sparkle said, cheers, Rajay. Cheers to you as well, Michelle. Good to see you.
Cheers.
But I think right now we kind of ran through that. We're going to go ahead and wind it down so we can relax, The whole goal, we started earlier. We keep still running later, but that's fine. We just started technical stuff in the beginning. But thanks for everybody that tuned in tonight, and appreciate all you guys too that have been commenting on the beer chug video. I was like, I didn't know how that was going to turn out. I'm like, I've never done a chug video like that before, so it seems like people were doing it. It's like, I'll go out there, I'll have fun. I'll probably look like an ass or something like that or anything, but you're gonna have fun, make fun of times and stuff. But dude, I'm just telling you, a liter beer chug out of a boot is definitely different than if you were doing it out of a mug, I believe. Like, I've got a liter mug, you don't have to worry about that air bubble. That air bubble in the boot, like I said, it does throw you off.
Gotta get the spin down.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen the chug video, that's the one I just put up there. You can check that out. And then I've got a ton of reviews to actually bring to you guys. I just haven't put them all out there yet. I went through another series from Hot Butcher, some great beers they had sent. I still got to do the Anchor Christmas beer. Obviously got a little bit of time there for that. I was going through beers earlier. I got beers like from Southern Tier I forgot even got that are downstairs I need to try. So I've got a lot of stuff.
I gotta get my hands on some of that Hot Butcher stuff. Everybody sounds like so good.
You know the funny thing about Hot Butcher? Jeremiah is great for sending out the stuff he's sending, but it's like funny. Like, I'll do the beers and I'll get them and I'll look, and then I'll see like Joe or Kyle. They're doing Hot Butcher reviews, and they got different beers to me. I'm like, am I behind or ahead of the class? Like, I haven't seen those ones yet, so I'm just gracious, whatever.
Right, yeah.
But it's just funny, like, I'm going through doing mine. It's like, wait a second, how are they doing that beer? I didn't get that beer. But no, it's all good. It's always nice when, it's an honor when beer companies look at you and they respect your opinion enough. They want you to try stuff. So
that's cool.
For that. to be the situation as well. And going to be sharing a lot more of those reviews. I want to get some more of the other stuff here as far as videos. If we can ever get Shannon back, we'll do the question game again at some point. It's just a matter of getting her to sign on for that. So you got to maybe look at it up in her contract or something for the show.
I know. It was a negotiation or something. I'm not sure what's going on there. It won't be this next weekend coming up, which she's off, but we'll be doing Thanksgiving stuff. So maybe probably a month from now, I guess, maybe.
Yeah. And then next week, I'm not sure. Next week's up in the air. We'll see. I mean, this Thanksgiving. Fact of the matter is, nobody's going anywhere, I guess. So we may do it. So we'll talk and we'll see where we're at next week.
Just let me know.
Maybe do like a night before Thanksgiving, which is the biggest drinking night of the year anyway. So
there you go. Yeah. Actually, that you brought that up, I was going to mention that too. It's like maybe we do it on Wednesday instead, since we can go to work the next day.
Maybe Wednesday night we do like a panel show. We get other people on here as well that might want to join. And
actually, I might be able to bring her back on Wednesday because she's off on Thanksgiving Day now, so might be able to bring her on for the show Wednesday.
Thanksgiving celebration. If people want to,
there you go.
That just let me know, shoot me a comment. But I think we might try to do that. Might actually work. So we'll see how that turns out. And I did want to share some other stuff. At some point, I've actually got some other ideas I want to add to the channel, some other beer shows. And I know, Todd, you asked me about some of the hop stuff. I'm still trying to get that stuff figured in too, which I'm going to bring that back. I just haven't brought it back yet on some of the hop things and stuff like that. And so many different ways to go, but I'm going to be bringing back some good stuff here to the channel. And I don't want it to just be as much of the beer reviews as much now, just because I feel like there's so many people doing beer reviews. I'm going to try to get some other stuff. So, I mean, I enjoy the beer reviews, and I'm glad you guys do as well, but stay tuned to see some of the upcoming stuff that we'll be doing. I keep thinking I want to do a show like about beers and beats and just like drink beers and listen to music or something, but then YouTube shuts you down. So,
yeah.
It was a good night, stay safe, and I had a pizza muno pie for dinner, sucker. There you go.
Nice.
And Dan, can't keep up with all the streams. Must tune in for more regularly. Hey, Paul, what's going on? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of streams. Thursday nights, I'm usually up and going, but there's a lot going on for sure. And it's all good. That's a good thing about YouTube. You can always catch replays. But I didn't mention, for the people that do have the YouTube channels, make sure you check out your emails. YouTube is making some changes to stuff. So especially like for some of the smaller channels, it seems like they're going to force commercials onto everything, whether or not you're monetized or not. So just be aware of that. But they have some upcoming changes. They sent out emails today that I saw on a couple of the channels I have. I talked to EB a bit because he hadn't seen it yet on his, I believe, but a couple other people had. So YouTube being YouTube, but no matter what they do,
all about the
Benjamins, whatever they do, I'll still be here because it's still fun hanging out with all you guys and appreciate it. And give thanks and drink Listerine. But that all being said, cheers, everyone, and I will look forward to catching up with you guys soon. And keep drinking those good craft beers. Remember, there's always time. Get your beer on.